String. Let me see if that'll work.
Okay, we'll give it a.
Yay! Haha! Apparently it does. Cool.
Yay!
It really should be hosting. I don't know how that works, but that's happening now. Okay, so it's a long recap because it's been a second, but when last we left, you'd made it the rest of the way to Moku, the town that you're in now. As a reminder, you were sent there to investigate the missing scout after you guys encountered those weird kind of fish and frog demonic creatures. Once there, you split up. Auntie, Doll, Alaris, and Sumari went to the beach right away to rest, and Arazu, Jin, and Wiskava went to meet the priestess once, at the behest of the Triton Guard, John, I believe. The priestess who met you was an extremely elderly Vaughn woman named Zara, but once she gauged that you weren't there with ill will, she dropped the disguise and revealed herself to be a young teenager. She explained that after the appearance of a strange woman who walked through the town, the children began having bizarre dreams and disappearing. The entire town seems to be under some kind of memory warp, so the three went to investigate. Zara invited your entire group to worship in the morning when you were done. In the investigation, Arazu, Jin, and Wiskava found nothing of note in the second temple where they started, but once you began searching the abandoned homes, you discovered children's drawings, some other disturbing signs. In frustration, invoking Poimana's name, Arazu accidentally triggered the reveal of an unfortunately familiar sigil on the ground. You quickly realized that these markings were on the ground in front of all of the houses that had at one point or did currently contain children. So you invoked them all and literally cut them down. You finish that up. It's still a few moments before sunrise, and the villagers are starting to wake up, heading to the temple for morning worship as the three paranormal investigators return. I don't know who's waking up or going to sleep or all of that, but what would you like to do?
I need to talk to Arazu real quick. This is as Dreamgaze. Arazu.
Good morning.
Morning. Listen, I had contact with some entity last night. I know you have a way of sharing dreams.
I do.
I'm not. I need your insight into this. Can you do your thing?
I can do my thing. And then I do the thing.
Well, hold on. Wait, what's the thing? Is the thing experiencing the dream?
I'm trying to give him the memory of the dream I had last night.
Oh, okay. Then let me make that available. Okay, it should now be available to you, Chester.
I can see the thing.
By the way, is the organization for the handouts better now? Because I'll just do that. I'll do that from now on, and then move the old handouts down to the section.
So I mean, it's not like a Starfleet Stardate system, but it totally works.
Do not do Starfleet Stardate system. I will. My head will explode.
Tempting now.
Just do me a favor. I know you're kind of tracking down this entity. Just hopefully this helps you in your investigation. I don't like it when people call me and don't identify themselves.
I have a question for Shayna.
Uh-huh.
Is this the same voice from my dream?
Well, godly, it sounds familiar.
Okay. Fair enough. I figured that would be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do the voice acting thing. Sorry, that's the best I can give you.
Nope, that's totally fine. If he recognizes that it's the same voice, then that definitely connects them and leads to further conversation.
Yes, I wouldn't. Just for the record, for other people, I would probably have them roll to just recall that. But because dreams and memories are so integral to your character's understanding of the world, that's just one of the things that would be easier for you to key in on.
It's actually in the morning, right? Like
it is now. Yeah, the sun is about to start rising.
I have a dream. I have not had the dream yet because I haven't slept. So
yes, exactly.
Jim is going to go have a 4-hour elf nap.
Okay, yeah. I knew the timing for all of this was weird, but I wanted to put it out there. So the only people who have at this moment experienced their dreams are actually Alaris, Auntie, and Sumari, because Dahl hasn't gone to sleep yet either. He was waiting for you three PIs to get back.
And then Auntie will look at Erizu and be like, and now I apparently have to go meet this Zara girl, because technically this would be taking place before I met Zara. So
Right.
Yeah, which is, again, one of the weird timing things, because you had introduced yourself to her at the end of last session, which would have been after the dream, but it was before I wrote it. So yeah.
It's all good.
All right.
Erizu will, after experiencing Auntie's dream,
Mhm.
will admit that he also had an encounter with the same entity last night, if the voice is any indication. It was also small on visuals of who is speaking. I can either describe that, or he offers to share it with Auntie if she would like to see, as it also might have a location of where to find this person, or at least where they think we need to go.
Has Erizu had that experience yet, or this is before Erizu went to bed because we just got back?
Yeah, it's a weird
Oh.
time thing. So this would be technically before you had your
Fine. Then I won't share any such thing, and I didn't recognize the voice, and now I think you're crazy.
How? Okay, hold on. How about this really quick? So I know everybody wants to be chatting. Yeah, Dahl is beginning to experience his dream. How about the people who are awake or just waking up, which really would just be, it sounds like Alaris at the moment actually, or an Auntie, can go about their morning, and then once at a certain time, I'll say, "Hey, it's been 4 hours. Whoever wants to wake up now," and then we'll do the dream interaction.
That's fair.
Okay,
At
let's
which
do
point
that.
everything will make sense, and
Yeah.
I will go off and talk to Zara, because that was what I did for those 4 hours.
Okay, yeah.
And then everyone gave me shit about it.
I mean,
Where you did leave unaccompanied. That just wasn't wise in anyone's eyes.
goodbye. Alaris, do you want to go with Auntie to worship to talk to Zara?
Yes, I do. One side note, I would share with Dahl during our watch my dream about the Vaughn child that was wandering and started eating the sweet rolls and curled up
Okay.
and slept, and that it seemed to be one of those dreams that wasn't like my normal dreams.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
would have shared that with Dahl during the night.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, I will go with Auntie and Bazan.
Okay. So you guys walk up to the temple, and the villagers are clearly coming in and kind of finding places to sit or kneel. They eye you suspiciously because they don't know you, but nobody approaches you or anything as Zara begins to set things up. It's maybe Auntie would recognize some of the ceremony once it starts, some of the phrases or things, but I believe most of this would probably be unfamiliar to Alaris unless you'd like to roll for it. But the one thing that neither of you definitely would recognize, once the sun kind of begins properly cresting the horizon, Zara goes to those long planes of glass and running her hands along the strips of metal they're resting on either side. And she reaches the edge and twists this small handle, and the series of glass twists open. They fold and spin in on themselves, and creating kind of a glass, not quite a disco ball, but that kind of effect of the reflecting morning light casts these scattered rainbows throughout the room and even onto the grass and the sand outside. It's beautiful, but it feels very soft. It doesn't feel synthetic. The cool morning air is rushing in off the water. Zara moves back to the center of that now enormous opening, turns to face the waves and begins to chant. And some of the others will join in. Some just kind of close their eyes and experience it. But let's see. Divination rolls. Okay, I heard something ding.
I thought I had rolled them when I went before, but I can't find it. I scrolled up the chat log. Scrolling up the chat log, like, it's always fun to read the chat log out of context.
After the fact, like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. We'll count those.
They're pretty shit. So.
not stellar, but when Zara's done, some of the villagers go to her and reach out. Some of them speak or they rest foreheads against each other to share breath. At the very end, the last people to leave are actually people you recognize. Violet, the young girl from last night, is holding on to Zara's waist while her mother speaks to her quietly. And now you're the only ones left in the temple.
Alaris actually leans over to Basam and whispers, "Cool, I'm not the only person that does headbutts to say hello."
Vaughn in particular do that. They quite literally butt heads for the horns and then just kind of stay there and share breath for a moment.
I'll have the conversation I had last time with Zara. Only
Okay.
I will amend that the entire time I'm kind of like peering around and like using Eyes of the Grave a lot. And,
Okay.
like I'm it slightly changes the tone from like this is my backstory to oh god, we have to protect this girl.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I'm trying to decide. That's a divination. What is Eyes of the Grave?
It's my it just lets me see undead. I don't think this thing is actually undead.
Yeah. No, I meant more. I'm trying to determine whether or not she would recognize that you're doing that at all.
Feature. It's not a spell. It's
Okay. She might not recognize that you're even doing that then, so she may just think you're a little paranoid, and she'll reassure you that the temple is safe. Don't worry. Nothing can get you. Nothing can harm you here. She's trying to reassure you that you're okay.
Yeah, they're like, it is not. It's not me that I'm worried about, honey. There's whatever stalks your town has tried to contact me last night.
Is this conversation happening in front of Violet and her mom, since they were
Probably.
still with her? Okay. At that, the mother pulls Violet off of Zara and closer to her and like takes a step back. And there was it. What do you mean contacted you?
Something listen, my unusual situation as it pertains to my existence on this planet attunes me to things. Something tried to taunt me last night. Honestly, we will find whatever is plaguing your town, and if it's what I think it is, I think you might just be prepared to run.
She looks like she's taking your words very seriously and says, we don't have any kind of evacuation plans for anything outside of, a tsunami or a natural disaster, but I will speak with John and we will inform the villagers that perhaps we should be prepared to flee to the next town over, or even to the capital if we need to.
Capital. Even the capital might not be far enough, but
this actually, the little girl Violet, half paying attention, pipes up and goes, "Oh, are you having dreams too?"
What dreams have you been having?
Well, last night it was strings, and just lots of strings. And she taps her forehead. She says, "They were coming from here, but sometimes I see the others. They all have strings too. But sometimes they're doing different things. It's not always bad. Mommy worries." And the mom is very clearly torn about whether or not to get the girl to shut up.
I'm going to turn to the mom. I have a friend who's, I have a colleague that specializes in such and help him with such matters. If you wouldn't mind, when he spent most of the night running around in the trees. Once he's up and about, would you mind if he visited and maybe we could see what your daughter's been seeing?
She looks really hesitant, but looks over at Zara and just very blatantly asks if you can be trusted. And Zara assures her that you can. I don't want to role play a scene at you guys.
Okay.
So the woman says yes, but nothing in her head. You can speak with her, but no magic. I don't trust this.
I'll acquiesce to your wishes, but I will let you know if the more information that we can have, the better chance we can of finding the other children and destroying whatever the hell this thing is.
She nods seriously and says, "I'll consider it. You know where we live. Yes?"
I'm gonna wait out in the front for my friends, and then I basically post up guard on these people.
Okay. You do that. I don't know what Alaris would like to do, but the mother, she would have introduced herself. Sorry, her name is Maya. Maya and Violet speak with Zara for a little bit longer before they head out and just go straight home.
Okay, so the little girl Violet had said that her dreams were like people had strings coming from their heads.
From their forehead. She taps the center of her forehead. Yeah, and she says that for her strings are coming from there, and it sounded like that was the same with the other children when she saw them in the dreams.
Okay. And it's the children all that are...
Yeah, so missing it last time. It's the children, it seems, of a younger age than Zara. She seems about the youngest left in the town as a young teenager. She's probably only 13, 14. All the children younger than that, though, have been experiencing these dreams and just one by one disappearing.
Okay. Is it possible for me to do either probably an Arcana check to see if Alaris is familiar with anything else doing this, similar to like an Oni luring children away and then eating them?
Absolutely, yeah. You can do a Arcana check if you'd like for that.
Oh, that's a really good roll.
That's a really good roll. Yeah. This actually does sound like those fairy tales of monsters luring children away. And I'll say, because of your dream, luring children away with sweets, that seems to be strangely effective. Kids like candy.
All right, so definitely very similar to probably several fairy tale type.
Yeah, it doesn't meet the exact criteria for a specific story, but it's that general something luring children, with one thing or another to isolate them.
Okay. I think Alaris, unless it looks like there's anything that she can investigate here that might indicate any specific... Okay, so Alaris did get the information about the hag theory and the missing memory stuff.
Yeah, how the villagers can't seem to recall details about the woman who passed through the town or the specific timeline for when she was here versus the dreams and disappearances.
And Arizu would have also mentioned the suspicion of the cave with a fiend to the north.
Oh yeah, specifically a fiend.
I drew a picture.
I remembered the picture, but I couldn't remember if that was just one of our many illustrations of...
Nope, that's there for a reason.
Okay. He's a mean boy.
So unless it looks like... I guess I'll look around a little bit respectfully to see if I can see anything that's out of place that the villagers or the people here at the temple seem to be just completely ignoring. And then I'll join Bassam. But maybe a quick investigation check around the temple to see if there's anything that stands out.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Other than the really interesting mechanics for this glass wall, nothing really stands out. That in particular stands out as just a feat of engineering you're unfamiliar with. They don't even seem to. This isn't even something you'd recognize from the mainland, or
Okay.
sorry, the Big Island. But other than that, it looks like a standard building like all the others around here. Nothing really stands out.
Okay. Then I'll go join Basam and discuss a little bit while we wait for everyone else, because it sounds like other people were actually going to be here.
Yeah.
I'll share with Basam about my dream, and that it does sound like something luring children away. And I don't know if Basam would, or Auntie would fill Alarison anymore.
Whatever this thing is, it knows me. I don't just mean it knows of me or it knows Basam. I mean it knows me. It's known every companion I've had. Shannon, for clarification, was it every single one?
All of them. The every of them. Yes.
Yeah, it's known everyone. And I think you've kind of gleaned over the years just how old I am, Hilaris.
Yes.
It's known every single one. It is probably as old as I am.
Okay.
And when you don't get flayed alive and soul bound into your own skin and then turned into a hat for when you were nice to people and like when everyone was happy with you.
True.
When I became this, I had two real options. The option I chose, the other to be a parasite. I know all y'all think me as kind of a parasite.
Well, is it possible this entity possibly had been given the same choice as you were, and instead of becoming what you are now, became that parasite?
It's possible.
But there's no evidence to support that.
That would be the best. The best possible. Because it's like me. But I'm just giving you a warning. I don't know how we're gonna fight it.
Well, for the time.
It scares me.
Okay, so Stein, the raven that Alaris is familiar, hasn't actually been on her shoulder since the ship, but it's been staying close by and kind of watching. Alaris mentally will ask Stein to keep an eye on Violet.
Okay.
Just doing bird stuff, but if possible, let her know if Violet in the middle of the night or at any time wanders off. That way we've got a set of eyes that someone wouldn't expect, keeping an eye on a child that is in danger.
Okay, sure. I will say I don't know if it was passed to you when you guys passed her home at night last night. That's when you first saw her. She was wearing essentially the D&D version of like those child backpacks with the leashes, and the leash was like tied into the house.
Mm-hmm.
And when you saw her today, her mother had her in the same thing. It was just holding it. So she is being given something of a free rein, but she is physically tethered either to the mother's
She's
house.
literally on a leash.
Yeah, she's literally on a no. It's one of like the kid backpacks, the ones that look like monkeys or something, and then the tail's the handle for the leash.
Yeah.
It's one of those basically.
Okay. Well, instead of that one, then I will ask Stein to look around for a child of the appropriate age who is not being leashed.
Oh, you still can. Stein can absolutely still do that. I was just letting you know there is an additional precaution that I just realized I didn't mention to you because I forgot you were here.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking Stein to look for a child that's unleashed, because that makes sense.
Okay.
Because if Violet is leashed, then she is less likely to be one of the ones that just wanders off.
That was the hope. Then Stein could find one of the other children. There aren't many left. and they're all definitely being kept indoors. But if Stein wants to keep an eye on the house or try and perch on a tree to watch the kids through the window or something, they can absolutely do that.
All right, excellent.
Is this? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Alaris, that's the mental connection with Stein. She doesn't say this out loud in case potentially someone would be listening.
Yeah, no, good call. Is this when everyone else would like to wake up? We can say it's, been 4 hours. Yeah, Doll.
I just want to say, if anyone's been watching Doll, he's been chewing on his lantern as he wakes up.
Oh, you are? Okay. Hold on, I need to make a note. Okay. Sure. Yeah, so everybody starts waking up. Or do they not want to? They don't want to sleep in. We'll say it's been 4 hours, so it's now.
Jin had a bad dream, so he's awake. He had a nightmare. This is terrible.
This is why elves don't like to sleep.
It's like, I'm not even supposed to be dreaming. What the heck?
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so.
I'm not an elf, so I need 4 more hours.
Okay. Does anyone else wake up at that 4 hours? Or is it just Jin? Doll does? Okay, so Doll and Jin wake up. Is there anything anyone would like to do for the next 4 hours while everybody sleeps? Or are you guys just hanging out?
I'm just going to wander the town, keeping watch, I guess.
Okay. Doll, what's up?
Yeah, I just want to look around to see if anyone noticed me chewing on the lantern, and then try to get some food together, and then try to go back to sleep.
Okay.
Now that more people are awake.
Are you like scavenging for food, looking around, or are you using your stores?
Using our stores because I'm not sure if they gave us any food / if we can trust the food they give us.
Yeah, no, they didn't, I think, offer you any food. It's more that since you're on the beach, I didn't know if you would try fishing or something. But yeah, if you want to use what you already have, I'm sure you could whip up something easily. Alaris and Auntie, are you still standing outside the temple, or are you guys kind of walking around patrolling town as well? Or are you back at the beach?
I am. So I'm trying to keep an eye on both Zara and Violet, but like if Alaris lets you know that that her bird is watching Violet, Alaris is just going to Dreamgaze is just going to be wandering around town, just like keeping her eyes and ears open, and like is visibly terrified.
Okay. Is she continuing to cast or use the?
I can only use it like 5 times, so it was like, but she's out. I'll say like it's like she's out of charges on it.
Okay.
Which makes her nervous even more.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and actually she might cast a spell. Ask Becca. I'm gonna see if I have something prepared.
Okay.
So Alaris would use the cantrip message to tell Auntie that she set Stein to find a child that isn't being tethered to watch and follow. That way, since the message spell, it would take someone else using some form of targeted divination to interrupt that.
Right. And I will say Auntie does receive that message fine. But what is Alaris physically doing?
Alaris is going to wander around town and actually get a little bit more familiar with the town and what's going on, and keep an eye out for, again, things that seem off. But since she's never been to this town before, she's looking at the architecture and how people live their daily lives. And unfortunately, if the party is thinking a hag, most hags who actually, Alaris was probably gonna have to roll for this. Let me know if you want her to. Most hags can actually change their form so they look like regular people, So they would be integrated in the society.
Right.
So I guess she'll be listening if there's a specific person that
Stands out.
stands out that seems to be newer, because it sounds like this problem hasn't been going on all that long, even though the villagers can't exactly remember when.
Right. Okay. I'll say that she doesn't have to roll for that. That's a common enough, especially with your roll earlier for
Okay.
the Oni theory. Remembering children. Yeah. What did Auntie want to try and do?
Okay, so I it's not even, the spell isn't even on my Eric list, so I definitely can't do it.
Okay.
When we all get together, I will be trying to I'll have a different thing that I can do, but yeah, for right now, I was going to try to cast the invisibility. I don't even have that spell on anymore. So
Okay. So I will say maybe then everybody starts heading back to the little beach party. On the way back, something will happen with Alaris, but I will get back to that after. I'll let you guys do your good mornings and chatting and dream sharing, and we'll get back to that.
Okay.
So you guys are all getting back. Everyone who needed normal amounts of sleep are waking up now.
Yeah.
So I guess so. Dal, Arazu, and Wiskava. Good morning. It's probably noon.
yeah, probably. All right. I'll have the conversation we had with Arizu, and then
There you go.
and I will offer Arizu my memory, which he already had. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I will read my hand.
Have offered Auntie insight into his dream as well, since he's identified that the same voice was a presence in a dream from him, as well as a location from which the voice was coming, and to which a Triton child went towards.
Okay.
If she's interested in partaking or not.
Sure, I'll take it.
Well, there you go. He gets my dream too.
Well, your dream is already available to everybody.
Fine.
It was your request.
Fine. Now it's available in character.
Well, now we've roleplayed it, so meh.
Now it happened. It's on the stream.
There we go. Doll starts making looks like some pancakes. They're probably a little maybe some are a little chewier, some are a little more burnt. Those first few pancakes though always have to be sacrifices. The rest then come out fine. You got to warm the pan up first.
Very true.
Sacrifices to the pancake gods.
Once Wiskava's awake and he had shared the dream with her, if she was interested, he's going to remind her of the cave that they discovered or heard about last night. And he's curious if this Triton child was legitimately one of the missing children, if that is just further indication that that's a place that they need to check out while the sun is in the sky.
Definitely. But what does she read on her arms? Is there anything that like she doesn't remember writing on her arms?
Give me intelligence and see if you notice of anything different. Because you didn't specify necessarily what notes you were taking other than what was happening at the moment.
Right, that's correct.
Okay.
I thought you were marking off like which houses we checked and stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I figured like
Like
one
a
arm was a
map.
map and the other was notes of like what you were doing.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
kind of
much.
how I visualized it. Okay, good.
One arm is like directions. It was basically like directions to herself, and the other
Oh, okay.
arm is a map.
Oh, okay. Okay. Directions like this is what happened, this is what we're doing,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
A tally. Okay. Intelligence would be memory, right? We're calling
Yeah.
information? Yeah, okay. For some reason my brain was on like, oh, but what if it's wisdom? You don't notice anything different. Looks about the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, maybe it got a little smudged in your sleep or something, but
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, then I don't notice anything. Yeah, no, definitely. I think while we have the light, we should check it out. I had a little dream. It's probably nothing. I was just a little bit nervous, but it could be. So, I mean, if you just take it, I mean, you can look at it if you want to. There's probably nothing there. It's probably okay. We should just have a record of it.
love the immediate downplaying of this like shitty, awful dream you had.
Probably nothing. It's
I think it's hilarious. It's probably nothing. It's probably
But
nothing.
I mean, like nobody talked to me, but like lately, my dreams have. There's been some, advice from outside, some external influences. So it could be, maybe, possibly.
All knowledge is useful. Let's go.
at least you're getting advice. I'm not.
Erzu's
I didn't
actually
get any
making-
advice this time either. The dream was not.
Erzu's actually making a little bit more eye contact with Wiskava just because he's looking at her eyes every here and there just to see if there's anything like black flitting around in there. Just like random looks every here and there, just like, nope, still good.
While that's
I'm
happening,
not a blaga.
once I gather much
Oh, what are you looking at?
information of this creature as I can, I'm going to cast divination.
Okay.
Then I will let them know. Like, if the more information we get, if you got contacted like I did, I can at least I can ask the twins if we can get even a name of this creature. I will do so. This thing terrifies me.
I'll give Erzu my memory. Just take it.
Oh,
Just
okay.
take
Hold
it.
on.
Take
That's
it's okay,
actually
Psalm. I will protect you.
okay. So, Jin, your dream is now available to
Oh my
Arazu. I think I noted it, but the voice is familiar, but not the same voice, Arazu, now that you've experienced it. Not the same as yours and Auntie's,
Okay.
but you and Jin recognize that voice.
I do recognize it though.
Yeah, you and Jin recognize it.
Oh, okay.
Or who? Which memory?
Your dream just now.
Oh, so I do recognize that voice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a familiar
Who is
voice. I don't know. Who do you think it is?
That sounds like what's her nuts.
I mean, she is nuts, so yeah,
What's
fair's
her
fair.
nuts? Ugh.
Is your axe contacting you, Jen?
A little bit.
I thought I blocked She got into
blocked this
account.
number. I swear.
Who keeps giving out our number?
I keep on changing. How is this happening?
I've gotten this is a burner phone. How'd she get this number?
The call blocking is not working.
Hold on. Doll, what do you mean? Does Maaka have a spirit animal?
Well, I'm going in the process of making pancakes, and I was trying to think about like making Mickey Mouse ears kind of thing for
Big
pancakes.
little animals.
But I'm pretty sure that Maka doesn't have, Disney and plus copyright and all that stuff.
I think that Florian-shaped pancakes are the way to go.
I was just gonna say.
I think Wiskav's good. Or Tucker's got a very good point there.
I actually was gonna say, yeah, there isn't as touristy as they are. They don't quite have a Disney World, but
Yet.
water buffaloes are one of the local animals that are indigenous to the island. So yeah, you could definitely make some water buffalo shaped pancakes.
Well, apparently I couldn't. That's why I had trouble in the beginning.
Okay, yeah. I mean, pancake art's difficult.
Well, I'll be like, is this a bear?
You get some vaguely mammalian shaped pancakes. You're like, I think this is a thing. Just tell him it's pretty and eat it. Does anyone want to eat the pancakes? Do we want to go with that for this morning?
I always eat Doll's food. That as long as I can, I always eat Doll's food. That is okay.
Do you
Especially
want?
when I'm auntie. So
All right, does Auntie give me a D15 then? I forgot to add the next 5 to make it a D20. Sorry, I added more stuff. I just forgot to put
14.
it on here.
If
14.
Laris is there, she is also going to eat the pancakes.
Okay, roll for you too. Oh, bad timing. You, Auntie got food coma, which is you get a full night's rest after only 4 hours of sleep. So if it's like the thing you eat at night right before you go to sleep, you get 4 hours. It's a full night's rest.
So she doesn't like drop into an immediate trip.
No,
at least. Okay.
Just like drop.
It's
I
nodding
don't look
off.
like that because I'm about to cast divination, which takes as a ritual, so it takes 11 minutes. So I just kind of close my eyes.
Auntie just really wants to take a nap now.
Alaris got perfect potluck dish. Something about this dish strikes you as the perfect party food. Something everyone can gather around and enjoy, inspiring you to be a little more social. So you get +2 charisma checks until your next short rest.
What did Dull make the pancakes out of?
I imagine flour, right?
Oh,
I mean, we
okay.
have standard
So it wasn't
Oh.
like weird. I dumped.
He
strange
was
undead
asking
meat
what the
in there and it
spirit
came out
beast
of
of.
pancakes.
Oh, that's what you meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, are there different pancakes on the mainland? No. Yeah. Did Doll just get some flour and some water and stuff, or did he dump a steak in and somehow get pancakes? Or just dump a bunch of bananas?
Maybe
and
we should
oh my
ask
God.
these questions.
Yeah, well, I was hoping flour because the whole thing, like I said, I've been trying to make more and more cookie-related things because everyone seems to want to eat cookies. So I would assume you could try making it out of flour.
Okay, then I will eat it.
Okay. I need a D15 from you too. Then.
I love that it's not the roll and it was it's the
No, she's very, very, very vegetarian. She's not gonna eat weird meat.
Well, he tried to make 2 different dishes, but nobody ate, so he decided to go for cookie stuff.
A 2. How's that?
How's
my
that?
God, I love it. You guys haven't gotten this yet. Gonna get swole. Almost entirely protein. The meal fills you with a physical rush to prove your strength. +2 to strength checks until your next short rest. Effect double for barbarians and fighters.
You got protein pancakes.
Which, by the way, is a thing that
No, I know it's a thing.
But I used to make it for myself when I was working on my thesis and not sleeping or eating. I would just make protein pancakes and then move on with my day. This is my
I
meal.
know them from like workout people make like pancakes with protein powder and
But
it's gross.
What it was I ran out of flour and I wanted to make pancakes. So I just
It's a +2 to strength or a +2 to strength checks.
I think it was +2 to strength checks. But let me pull it back up again. Yeah, strength checks until your next short rest.
Cool.
I guess Jin will eat it. It will probably end up being bad, but Jin will.
See, Doll just has to make pancakes. No one can refuse pancakes.
I was just gonna say, and
Not
the
at noon after you slept late.
yeah, but that
That's
means you're just gonna
perfect.
fall right back asleep. Oh God.
Hey Scott, you saw my whisper, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Let's see. What was that? A 9. Suddenly got the jitters. Something in the food tastes strangely like coffee. Advantage on wisdom saving throws until next short rest.
Oh, that's what. At least it's Jen. Like if Arazu had advantage on it, it'd be like, my
God.
passive perception is 40.
I can hear the whispers of a dove's wing from 8 miles.
Well, everybody's chowing down on pancakes.
So actually, before I cast divination, I'll be like, well, I will actually turn to Arazu and ask, if you know the name, I can try to track her down, and it might be more successful than trying to track down this entity that we don't know.
Well, I think I know where he is, but let's ask Jin how he feels about that. Because mostly the player doesn't remember the name, and we're going to go involve Chris in this conversation. So, Jin, I've been discussing with Auntie that it would appear our nemesis that has been taunting she and I, and possibly Wizkava, if not others, has a connection with a certain person from your past, and a connection that seems a little convenient to have just happened without some sort of malice or intent. But Auntie may be able to track your friend if you are willing to see where that might lead.
Yes,
Or at
Jin,
least get
it
an
really
idea of
is
what her intent
okay with
are.
that, because then he knows where she is.
So he knows where not to be.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. How does this work?
I need her name.
And it was Faye,
And
right?
if you have and the better and the more descriptive you can make it, the better I can ask the twins to whisper to me her plans for the next.
And I don't think she means like the feel of her hand in yours, because that was just a little much for some of us.
Yeah, I described her.
Emotional resonance is just as powerful as physicality when it comes to spirit. So honestly,
Going to share the
anything
game
helps.
with Auntie, I imagine, then?
Sure, I can facilitate that.
Yeah.
Here. So
There's a lot
Auntie
of
can have
emotion
that as
there.
well.
There's a lot of
There
emotion there.
is a significant amount. So you can give Scott a second who wants to read Jin's new dream.
Bounce chico, and Arizu
Um,
actually does a little bounce chico wow wow as
no.
it opens up for Auntie.
Jin just glares at Erzu.
Oh, what's that?
Everyone
Sex
else's stuff he takes very seriously, but when it comes to Jin, suddenly he's got like a little bit of humor about the fact that he's letting you win on something.
He's been laughing about this for years.
That's what but yours. Everyone else
Yeah.
is very serious. Just
Yeah.
yours are different.
So everybody else sees all of this. Let me wait a sec.
Okay, I don't know if Chris knows the name. I'm sure Jin knows her name. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast divination on this person. This is
Okay.
going to work a lot better than trying to cast divination on a person whose name I don't know.
Yes, it is. What is your question? Your specific question?
What is her... Basically, what is she up to? That's the activity. Like, what are you
Actually,
doing?
I've met her. I could probably use minor illusion to just create
An image of her?
yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like. Would you like me to describe her? So the image that Arazu conjures up before you guys is a drow female. She is, by the standard, beautiful.
Mhm.
And that's kind of it. She seems to be wearing wealthy clothes that would denote something of status or nobility.
I make this look like a prom picture, by the way, with her arms wrapped around Jin.
God damn it.
Like-
In that image, Jin looks like he's just pouting. Like he has his arms crossed and he's pouting and staring off.
It's like those awkward like pictures with your family that you're like, hey, get closer together. You're like,
Well, if that's what we're doing, then she also has, what is it, the boutonniere? Is that the flowers on the wrist? She also
Oh,
has
yeah, we
one
can
of
do
those,
that.
but
Yeah.
it's like poison ivy and like
Nightshade.
nightshade.
Right in
Is
there.
the flower on the wrist. The boutonniere is the flower on the...
Oh, what's the one on this? Corsage.
Yeah, corsage.
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
We
You asked
have
the question.
ways.
So.
Okay, fair. So yeah, there you go. You got a shitty prom picture of Jin and a drow woman who looks real into him.
Okay. I think I'm going
Jen,
to...
she's really attractive.
She is. She is. She's beautiful.
it's our personality that sucks.
I feel like since we're going with an X
Oh, did
here,
she
I'm going to
cheat
go
on you?
Ihanu, not Ihanu, because it says slow to anger, but old grudges. And I feel like if I'm trying to find out about what some of these X is doing, Ihanu seems like the better one.
Okay, so your question is,
Basically,
what is
what
she
she's
up to?
Yeah,
Okay.
like what is her plans for the next week?
So, because you're contacting Nihanu and Tihanu, it's kind of impossible to separate them. They are two sides of a coin. So when you reach out, you're reaching out specifically for Nihanu. Tihanu immediately butts in and goes, "She's trying to get Jin back. What do you mean?" And then you hear Nihanu kind of.
Not her end goal. I mean, like.
It's an immediacy versus a
During this
long term
divination,
thing.
you just start seeing like Auntie start rubbing her like nose, like she's.
And
talking.
Jin's automatically like, oh god, it's that bad.
Yeah. So you first get that from Tihanu, that harsh voice just immediately. She's trying to get Jin back. What do you mean? And then you hear Nihanu's kind of more soothing, like, she's your sister. Calm. She is working. And she actually pauses, like she's struggling to find a nicer way to say, yeah, she just wants Jin back. She is manipulating the powers of those islands to get to Jin.
I'm more concerned with the immediacy of her plan. Like, what is she? How is she trying to get Jin back?
funneling weapons and money speak volumes, particularly to an insurgency.
So she's starting a war to
Facilitating. So, and I'll, in case it isn't obvious, I'll just spell it out. So Auntie at this point is the only one hearing all this, right? So you would put together the dots of, Jinns and Arazu have reacted a lot to that particular sigil on the weapons and armor that you guys have been seeing. And all of a sudden, all of this is linking up, and it seems like, she is the one supplying all of the weapons and armor to these nasty people.
Okay, when I get out of the divination, I'm gonna look at Jin and be like, I've heard of some crazy like spouse stories before, but you realize that your ex is gonna get a lot of people killed trying to get you back.
Oh, what did you do to her?
Dumped her, the cardinal sin. He dumped her over text.
I ghosted her. That's what I did. That's what I did.
No wonder. That is the worst.
You were so rude about it, Jin. God.
This is definitely a rational response to being ghosted.
You just need a mediator. You guys just need to talk it out. That'll fix it.
Oh, God.
Some couples counseling. Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah.
It looks like, and I will turn her out, Ozu. It sounds like she's not so much. The alliance is more of a. I can't imagine the entity that's feeding on these children gives a rat's ass about Jin's personal life. So I would imagine that this is an alliance of convenience, and they might not even know each other.
Well,
That was to Arazu.
all right.
By the way, I can remember why I hate contacting those two.
They are very much the bickering sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Alaris, when Auntie says that, just starts chuckling to herself. Like, full on
I feel like Alaris
giggling.
has seen her do this before, and every time, like, there's just this vein that, whether it's Bassam or Auntie, like, there's just this vein starts popping out of her head.
It's always either them bickering or you get just one of them and they just speak in riddles because they think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I do notice you didn't contact the Fates.
The Fates are
Less of a fan of her.
Sometimes the Fates' plans are not the plans of us.
Okay. She just kind of gives you a look, like annoying, like. Mm-hmm. And you said they were so great.
All right. So while you guys are having this, I said something was going to happen to Alaris on her way back. So this is all kind of happening. This conversation is happening kind of concurrently. I imagine Alaris would be walking up as Auntie was coming out of this communication. So Alaris, as you're coming back, you notice I'm imagining you're passing one of the buildings on either side, and on the building, as you're keeping an eye out, you actually notice this really big moth about the size of your head, just kind of hanging out on the building. The edges of its wings at the bottom trail off in like smoky wisps, like those the really fluffy moths.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look at it, you hear this really cheery voice in your head, and it goes, "Hello there. Did you sleep well?"
I did. Why moth form? Just curious. It's daylight, so are you one? Never mind.
it giggles and flies over to your marked hand, or, well, you know it's a marked hand. It flies over and flutters in front of it and goes, "You carry the mark. You're blessed. I thought you might want some assistance."
Someone remind me about the marked hand. It's been a while.
They don't know about it. It's the mark you received from Reyna.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no one else knows about it. I don't think Alaris told anybody.
Are we there? Are we
No,
watching this?
she is around.
No, she's doing this while we're doing all of our scene for like the past half hour.
So nope.
Oh, so you're you know Reyna then?
Reyna.
Well,
Oh, the Polina, yes.
yes.
The druids are very nice.
Well, yeah, I could use some help. Trying to find out what's happening to the children here, what's luring them away.
Oh, to the cave.
To the cave. To the cave to the north? The one that, Or is there a different cave?
No, that's the cave. The forest won't like you, though. I can help you through it.
I would greatly appreciate help through it.
I can't help with the cave, though. That's a little far. But I can help you get through the forest. Nothing will bug you or your companions.
I would greatly appreciate that help.
Sure. And she'll kind of land on your hand. And as you're walking back, I imagine to rejoin the party, she'll say, "Could you do me just a little favor, though?
Certainly.
There's this kelp I really like. It's really yummy. And it's on this rock over there. And obviously can't point or gesture, but you imagine that means in the water.
Yeah, little
Little
antennas.
antennae goes.
Yeah, the little antenna. Never mind. Yeah, the antenna point. Right over there. It's my favorite snack. It's so yummy, but I can't really reach it. So can you bring me some? I only want like a handful.
Sure, I can do that.
Yay, thank you. The fish think I'm like a treat, so they jump up and try to eat me, but they jump real high.
Let's not have that. Would you mind waiting here? I can go grab some real quick.
Sure. Where would you stop? Maybe at the... I didn't know what building you would be, which way you'd be moving, clockwise or counterclockwise.
I'd probably be going counterclockwise.
Okay, so maybe you would stop around here is where she would probably address you. She'll fly off your hand and onto the wall there. The collection of rocks that she had pointed to look to be about 100 yards offshore. So it's pretty far. But yeah, looking out that way, you can see what she was talking about. About 100 yards offshore is a small mass of lava rocks, the AA style that have the bubbles. And to the northern edge of that, you see a lumpy shape that must be the kelp that she was referring to.
Okay.
Yes, Auntie. You guys would see her now because you're up
And that's what I was gonna say. So we look like we're having our discussion. We look north and we just see Alaris like talking to her hand, set something down, and then start stripping so she could jump into the water and swim over there.
You would actually see the moth because it's the size of her head. So you would see that there is some flying thing on her hand that she.
Why
then
is she
pulls
talking
up
to
with.
that bird?
Yeah, it then flies up onto the wall and hangs there. So
I don't think that.
you would see that.
I don't think that's a bird. That's the biggest dust golem I ever seen. Giant Miller.
It's a little buddy.
Okay. So before I hop in, of course, kind of take the armor off so that I'm not weighed down and whatnot. But I'm going to take a look around to make sure that there's not a undercurrent or other things that potentially would be an issue with me taking a short swim.
Okay. No, it is. I mean, you could do a survival check if you want more detail, but from what you can see, the water all looks very calm. You know, normal.
Did the thing describe what these like fish were that was trying to eat it? If it's
Just
like
that
as
they
big as
jump
that?
real high.
Oh god, it's not such a good idea to go swimming out there. I don't think.
I mean, it is a moth, but I was picturing like a moth this big.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
this big.
The moth is
Trying to eat it.
And they think she's a snack.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks perfectly safe to Alaris.
Yes, it does. It looks perfectly safe, almost like you could walk on the water.
Yep. I was thinking of using Mage Hand, but it's actually too far to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I am going to attempt to swim out there.
I love that it's Alaris doing this because like all the rest of us have different ways of like walking across the water or advantage on strength checks.
Yeah.
Or just fly.
Yeah.
Golly, almost like it's on purpose. Okay. How fast can Alaris swim?
15 feet every 6 seconds. If I'm dashing, then 30 feet every 6 seconds, but I don't think I'd be dashing because swimming is hard and it takes a lot of effort.
Okay, I was going to ask if you wanted to try and get there fast or not. If you want to take your time, that's fine. You swim up to the rock with no problem. And sure enough, how are you climbing up on the rock? Again, it's the different types of lava rocks. I know you would probably recognize the kind that are like jagged, that had the bubbles of gas that then pops when the thermodynamics. Anyway, so it's not these smooth lava rocks. Would you just use your hands and climb up, or?
Yeah, use my hands, try to find safe spots where I'm not going to put my hand on some sort of sea snake or something like that, and
Okay.
climb up.
Sure. You can climb up top, then fine. And the lumpy shape, sure enough, is this kind of stringy brownish black seaweed.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a strangely enormous pile of it. Like the pile, now that you're up close to it, is probably a larger pile than Wiskava, who I'm using as reference because she's the biggest one in the group, I think.
Old shambling man.
Yeah, before I grab it,
Okay.
I'm going to look around if there's any sort of stick from the sea or something like that I can poke it. No, actually, I'll just use Mage Hand before I approach it and poke it with Mage Hand to make sure that it's not living. I mean,
Okay.
kelp is living, but I mean living
That
in
it's
a way
not sentient.
right.
Right. It's not
Roll
gonna
initiative. That kind of thing.
Shush, no. Yeah, so Mage Hand, it doesn't respond. It doesn't move.
All right.
No, nothing happens. I mean, it moves in that you poked it with Mage Hand, but
I will use the Mage Hand to get the clump, and
Okay.
as I start swimming back, I will have the Mage Hand follow me.
like trail it. Okay. It is like trying to reach into a pot of spaghetti and pull out a handful. So it's stringy, like it's not a cohesive clump. So as you're getting back into the water and it's above you in the air, it's kind of just like this stringy mess flying above you. Can you give me a D20 roll as you start to swim back? It's a straight D20.
I will say Dream Gaze is just kind of wander over there and it like isn't helping her, but it's just gonna be kind of like
Confused.
like just standing by in case she has to do something.
Okay. So if you're just standing watching, Alaris is hysterically exactly swimming just straight back to shore. You see this floating ball of long stringy kelp above her. And yeah, Alaris, you get back. Oh my god, it was exactly a 10. I love you. You get back to shore, no problem. And, the moth flies back over to you. Auntie does not hear this, but Alaris hears this of, yay, thank you so much.
You're welcome very much.
If you could just put it on the ground, I can prepare it.
Certainly. Drop it.
All right. The moth flutters above it, and what's the nice word for a very small fireball? This very small fireball appears and essentially cooks the. It's basically, if you know the type of seaweed, it's hijiki, and it basically cooks it. And it flutters down and starts eating some. Flutters back and says, well, I'm full, but you should have some now.
Sure, I'll try some.
Right.
Probably gonna make me sick because it's vegetable, but okay.
Yeah, I forget if we were having you roll for that or not. It's very umami. It kind of tastes like mushrooms. A little briny still from the sea, but I mean, other than the fact that it's veggies and you don't inherently like veggies, it doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay.
Your friends should have some too, for the cave.
For the cave? Okay.
For the
I'll
cave.
use the Mage Hand to pick it back up and
Okay.
start putting my armor back on. Go. You should have some of the kelp before we go to the cave. And I put it on. I'm not explaining explaining the moth at all.
Yeah, Auntie just saw you talk at it a couple times.
But we saw the moth cook the kelp.
With
Only
a
Auntie
tiny-
saw it.
Well, I've seen weirder things. Just not today yet.
At this point, I'll just go with it, and I will have like one piece, and the entire time, like looking at this giant moth.
Yeah, it's just fluttering in the air in front of you.
Arizu is way more distrustful of the kelp and probably does not eat it.
Okay.
He has trust issues with food. It's not just Doll.
Jin will take a piece.
Wiskava sees nothing odd about this. She does stuff like this all the time. So yeah.
Animals bring her food all the time. What are you talking about?
Braid her hair, and
Does Doll? I think
oh
Doll's
my
the last
god,
one.
Miss Kava really is a Disney princess, isn't she?
Yes.
Dolaris is slowly becoming a Disney princess.
Half orc Disney princess.
He knows how it feels when people offer food and nobody wants to eat it.
Okay, so Doll does eat it. Okay. Then the only one who doesn't is Arazu, and the moth keeps fluttering there. And again, none of you hear it, but it says to Alaris, "When you guys want to go through the forest, it will be easy now."
For some of us.
Can we hear it, or is it like? Do we hear it when it talks to Alaris, or is it just like float? Or can only Alaris hear it?
You hear, I mean, it almost kind of sounds like high pitched, like a little whistle, but it's very, very soft. But you can't make out words. You just kind of hear, yeah, like a
Like,
little.
just start like picking at her ear, like
Yeah, it almost sounds like that. You know, when you get that occasional whine in your ear. I mean, I forget what that's supposed to actually be, but yeah.
Is anyone else's ears ringing? Like I hear a ringing.
Anyone else got tinnitus? What happened?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That means you've lost another frequency.
Science, man.
Damn it.
I'm so old. I'm surprised I can hear you. Doc.
Arizu just nods because he has a new understanding for how old Auntie is.
So yeah, all of that kind of happened concurrently. I interrupted the conversation about dreams and stuff. Did anyone? What do you guys want to do? Where are we?
I think
with the chatting.
I think Dreamgaze is ready to enter the forest and go to this cave.
Yeah, Alaris does
Yeah.
share that wherever the children are being taken, it seems to be the cave to the north.
Arizu's going to want to swing by the temple to show Zara the Triton child from his dream, like just minor illusion it, because she seemed okay with that.
Okay.
To confirm if that is possibly one of their lost children or not.
Okay.
Because that just like kind of gives that last, okay, whoever this is isn't just making stuff up, like this is a legit missed child or not. type
Right.
thing. And he will inform her as much as possible about the taunting and the suspicion that the origin of the children's disappearance is coming from this cave, and that we are heading that way to investigate it.
Okay. Doll?
Yeah, I don't want to be a bad person. I guess that makes me, but I'm not too worried about these kids right now because I thought we were supposed to look for scouts, and I don't think any of those kids are going to be scouts. I don't want us to get sidetracked on what we came here to do. I mean, I don't mind helping out, but
I understand your concern, Doll, but the scout went missing about the same time that these kids started going missing, so it's entirely possible that they're connected.
Or that it was eaten by the headless bear mouth things in the woods, which is also tied to said thing in cave. Ergo, our next
Entirely
lead
possible that headless bear things are the kids too. Like, let's not.
and the scout. You just never know.
God, you guys think so poorly of me.
No, we actually think it's amazing and wonderful story writing.
Yeah, no,
Shane is definitely the type to
it pretty much
kidnap
tracks
children.
with things that we would expect from you. That's all.
Shayna would totally kidnap the kids and turn them into headless bear monsters that eat people. Yeah, no, for sure.
Just
That's
to see which of us actually have trauma over killing them afterwards.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying.
Can't. Arizu's not one of them.
My feelings are hurt. No, I'm kidding. Okay. If you want to stop and see Zara, you show her the image of the child, and she actually names it as being John's cousin. the guard, remember the Triton guard who met you guys in the beginning? That was his cousin, who did in fact disappear. And she starts to say how long ago, like weeks, months, whatever. But as she's about to say it, she kind of stalls. It's like, I forget. But he's been gone a while. So the same as before with not being able to recall the specifics, she can remember who it was and the familial connection, but not precisely how long ago they disappeared. Doll.
I was going to ask if we can bug her about the names of any of the kids. We're adults. Kids might not trust us.
Sure, she could supply with the name, something generic like Tom. So it's Tom, cousin of John. That's not with the A, but whatever.
Sorry, John. It's John. That's on this island.
John. It's John.
No, it's just John. It's John, but make it fantasy. Add an A. Sorry.
So, Wiskava is very interested in going there quickly.
Okay.
Just because she doesn't want to lose the light, as Arizu pointed out. But she is, while all this is going on, since we're making these little pit stops, she is watching Jin, waiting for a moment where Jin is by himself.
Uh-oh.
That
the love doctor has advice.
Hey, I know we're in the middle of this, but really quick, I gotta talk about your ex. Like, I'm just saying. Yeah, no, you definitely, I'm sure, could catch a moment. Jin tends to like to hang to the back or the side anyway, it seems, when you're doing social stuff. So yeah, you could attempt to pull
with
him
my swole hand. Yeah, I totally do. When he's back there, I just try to pull him back.
Your swole ass.
Somebody's been eating their protein.
Somebody's been eating their protein pancakes. She just like picks you up on accident and carries you off. Okay.
No, look. So, I mean, all kidding aside, like, you seemed pretty shocked and frightened. You didn't seem happy. Did she hurt you? Not like emotionally. Obviously, we all get hurt, but I mean, did she hurt you?
Physically, no. She's just very crazy.
Polite.
Yeah, and obsessive. Like, if she saw me sitting here talking to you, she'd probably try to kill you. I'm not worried. I'm worried about you.
Literally everyone else in the world.
Yeah. That's the kind of person she is.
I mean, sometimes it makes me really mad, but really, I got your back. And if worse comes to worse, maybe you could go visit my mother for a little while off the island. Maybe that would help.
Now Jin's just got this really weird look on his face.
I mean, she's it's not she doesn't live in a castle or anything, but
who's your mother?
Close. My mother.
I'm just wondering if you're a half orc, right? I'm just wondering if I'm going to go live with a human woman or an orc.
Fucking
well,
rude.
That's racist, and then I walk off.
Yeah, you don't know that his parents could both be half orcs. You don't fucking know. They're both different half orcs. How dare you make that kind of assumption in this day and age?
I wasn't saying that as the character, though. So. I was just curious as a player.
Then I don't get mad.
I was wondering as a player.
You know, she's important, kind of. She's got money. Not as much as Guy, but I mean, you'd be comfortable. I'm just saying.
Somewhere safe. Or somewhere else, which on its own might be safe.
Yeah, it's like, well, I put my hand on her arm. I'm like, thank you for that. But I feel like I probably will have to somehow deal with this here because I've tried to, disappear before, and look the trouble it's brought to this island. And I don't really want to do that to your mother.
Aww.
So I feel like I should probably face her here. And if anybody can maybe talk her out of what she's doing, it'd probably be me. So I don't want to kill her. She, as crazy and as terrible as she is a childhood friend, and I just really don't want to do that.
I understand. So, because this issue you have and this history, is that the real reason you don't want to get with you know who? I mean, I'm just saying, like, it is possible to have a healthy relationship after this. You should just think about that too. And then I do walk away. Back to the group.
Riskava, love doctor.
Yeah, because Jin is confused, like, who the heck is she talking about? Wiskava has this one idea, and she hasn't really nobody else understands this idea.
No, Arizu did.
Yeah, Arizu got it.
Arizu's been jiving on it too.
The two people that are like really need to understand it don't understand it.
Yeah, neither of the people involved are like, what's happening? Where are they? What are they talking about? Yeah, let's go dancing. Why not? Okay. So Wiskava returns to the group. Jin returns to the group. Yeah, it's been confirmed that the Triton child in the dream was one of the missing kids. And yeah, it's probably, what did I say, around early afternoon now?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think we're going.
Yeah,
All right.
Go.
Yeah. I don't want to
So
fight her at night.
Yeah. As we head out, I'll mentally ask Stein to break off from what he's doing and shadow us very closely. But
Okay.
first, I tell him to I leave some of the kelp on like a rock, and I tell him to swing by and eat some of it, and I give him a mental picture of where I'm leaving it. So Stein will swing, eat some kelp, and then start shadowing us.
okay.
And
So-
I
Give me a
imagine in
brief
his
second, I
head
need
he's
to look up.
going, why kelp? Why? I don't want it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So initially, when you make contact, he has nothing to report. You know, the children are still in their homes, the ones that he was watching. As he goes there, his initial reaction at first is thinking they're like weird dark worms, and then he eats them. He's like, "Oh, why? I thought these were bugs." Ew.
I will say before we take off, I will actually use one of my 4th level spell slots and cast Guardian of Faith right in front of. Actually, is that a concentration spell? It is not. I'm going to use both of my Guardians of Faith, both of my 4th level spell slots, so I only have one left. To cast Guardian of Faith in front of both the temple and wherever Violet it is, so that there's a big freaking in case anyone attacks, there's a big spirit guardian right in front of their temples or wherever they live.
So Zara would, I'm sure, understand what that is. Do you explain to Violet and her mother?
Yeah,
Or at least
I have a friend. I'm going to try to explain it. Like I'm going to leave a bit of somebody to protect you until we get back.
This massive cluster of chickens at their front door. Okay. She looks confused but appreciative. Yeah. If you guys don't want to talk to anyone else or do anything, you can start heading into the forest.
It would actually probably be a pure white, with blue highlights, giant chicken.
Okay,
only
really
one
big.
because this isn't Spirit Guardians. It's Guardian.
Right.
It's
okay.
like my weird spirit golem thing that
Okay.
protects one
It's-
spot for 8 hours.
I am that. So it's a giant chicken, but I imagine its coloring is like that pearlescent. It's got the slight color on the edges, like you said, like blue. It's really sad. Okay. So there are now 2 really big chickens in town, just sitting outside the front door of the temple in Violet's house.
Yeah, and I key them to anyone that's not from the town or that doesn't get express permission from Violet or Zara or the mom to come into their domicile, basically.
Okay. Much better.
We come back, there's just a pile of bodies.
Okay. As you guys are heading into the forest to go to the caves, how are you progressing? Are you just you have the vague directions that it's to the north? Is someone in particular leading, or are you just kind of going?
Arizu pretty much always takes point because, got that ranger training going for him.
I mean, the
And
moth
also
knows
He does
where
it
we're
from the
going,
trees
right?
because he's just that guy.
He likes being into tweez. Okay.
He does like being in the trees.
Then
Good
I
for the rocks, but pay what you
then I need survival from you. Yeah, you guys haven't gotten into a proper mountain chain yet.
I will also go up to Dreamgaze, and I will show Dreamgaze my arms
Okay.
and be like, I'm out of canvas, and I know you still have a lot, and I'll just kind of run my finger through the illusionary clothing that you're wearing, right? Because your Dreamgaze, not Basalm, but it's an illusion, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So maybe you could keep the record,
Oh,
and I'll hand you the pen.
of course, honey. I actually, and I'm still gonna be Dreamgaze, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the illusion so I look like Bassam, and just be. Oh, it'll be easier if I do it this way. Do you suspect somebody's been messing with your head? I can try to fix it if you think somebody's been messing with it.
I don't think so, but I don't think I would know if it had.
Okay, I'll burn a 3rd level spell and cast Remove Curse on Wiskava.
Remove curse.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Make a note. Okay.
If she's been hit by modified memory, that's what it would do.
Yeah.
I don't think she has. So,
Would you know? Would casting the spell notify you?
let me check. Because
Because
it's actually under modified memory. Remove Curse is like the worst spell description in the game. In order to figure out what Remove Curse does, you have to look at the spells. So modified memory.
and for you, Arazu, that is got your message.
Cool.
Addie.
It probably would depend on how subtle the thing was. Like if it was, I would get the memory back,
Mhm.
but if the memory was something subtle that I wouldn't recognize as important, I might not recognize as important until
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
Right?
It's a
Like
small-
when I read it might have been written on my arms too, and I just missed it.
You might not even
I
recognize
rolled
that
one.
it was missing
Uh-huh.
if it was just like.
That's why
vague.
I'm checking if it's a. Does Auntie know like it happened anyway, or is it just that happens?
Yeah, it looks at modified memory just says that it will automatically happen if I use Remove
Okay.
Curse. Let me
Okay.
the spell let's see, Remove Curse.
Yeah, remove curse just says it removes curse. It doesn't actually give you any information about curses.
Okay,
It
well-
doesn't even tell you what a curse is. It's just
Okay.
really annoying because curse is not a condition in 5e.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was wondering too. I'm like, I remember for 3.5, but what about for 5? Okay, so that happens. Arazu is leaping through the trees. You guys are making good progress. Nothing seems to be coming up, and sure enough, you're at the foot of the mountain.
Once we hit the mountains, I'm going to use Primeval Awareness.
And that was Fiend, Fae.
This is boosted to 6 mile radius once we're in my terrain of choice, which the mountains are.
Okay, so within 6 miles, Aberration, Celestial, Dragon, Elemental, Fae. Why is Fae the only one not capitalized? That bugs me. Sorry.
I typed it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Because this was Chester's fault.
It was.
I-
No, I typed it. It's cool. I can fix it.
No, it's fine. It's just my editor OCD. I'm sorry. Those things stand out to
I'm
me.
with you. Now
Okay,
it's bugging me, so I'm going to fix it.
You're welcome, and also sorry.
He's gonna fix it by lowercasing everything.
Not at all. There, fixed.
Hold on one thing. I gotta.
Fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay, so whoa. Oh, okay.
Is the moth coming with us?
Yes, the moth was with Alaris. And actually, okay, so when you do this, Chester,
Uh-huh.
you remember you had gotten Fiend before from the cave.
Right.
You're getting more. That hasn't changed. You're also now getting Aberration.
Okay.
And from the moth on Alaris, you're getting Celestial.
That's kind of fun.
Which is
gonna
what you
take
get
it from
from Florian too.
I'm gonna
Yes.
I'm gonna point out that I sense aberrations in addition to the fiend ahead, and I will actually look at the moth, kind of cock my head, and like do one of those things where like you tap two fingers to your head and kind of nod it as an apology.
Okay.
Like even though it's a moth and it's blind. That's
You
my
still
silent
technically get
acknowledgement
undead
of
from
it
Doll
being
and
something that I should maybe have trusted more than I did.
It.
You also
kind of-
get Celestial from Steen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Stein is also celestial then.
Mhm.
It's just glowing with goody two shoes animals. I love
Like, how
it.
can you see anything far away when everything is right here?
Yeah. Oh, right here.
So when you gesture to the moth, Arazu, yes,
Uh-huh.
moths can actually see, but it kind of flies up off of Alaris and flutters in front of you too, and just says, "It's okay. You're distrustful. Some people are."
Yes, I am. And also now that we're in mountains, I have all sorts of perks. We can't get lost. I've
Yeah.
got like double proficiency bonus
for
and some
underground,
things. And,
though? Does that count for underground?
doesn't really say. I mean, I
Okay.
would count it, but that's just me.
I would count.
Not like Rocky
I mean,
Underground. Like, I think if it
I
gets
think there's an Underdark.
Underground is its own
Yeah.
favorite drain, so it does not count underground.
well, the Underdark is not necessarily underground. So
I'll be
Yeah,
playing
but
it in a certain way then.
yeah, I think it's changed.
it'll-
I think whatever Shanna wants.
I'll say it'll apply to a certain point, then the
Yeah.
terrain will technically shift anyway. Not to give anything away, but you're going into a mountain. So, I mean, shit, you're
And
not going to
apparently
go to
we're
the
going down, people. We're
Sounds
not
like
going
a-
up. We're going down.
And Dream Gaze is now Arizu is talking to the fucking moth.
Yeah, I was going to say, Alaris, you also still hear when it talks to Arazu. So now the two of you hear it. As you're standing at the foot of the mountains, the moth will kind of flutter to a side. And you can see it's almost not even an entrance. It kind of just looks like a fractured split in the mountain. But once it flutters around this kind of rock formation corner, it's a drooping overhang of volcanic rock. You see the gap widens into a proper entrance. And both Alaris and Arazu also would recognize this specific entrance from their dreams. And anyone else who experienced Arazu's dream that would also recognize it. Once the moth shows you the entrance, basically, it'll speak to Arazu and Alaris and say, "This is where my help ends. I'm sorry.
Thank you for your help.
Good luck." And I'll just start flying away.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and look at Wizkava, Alaris, and I don't think who else always gets up and to fight, and then Arazu, and I'll just I'll just tap each one on the back and cast aid at 5th level to give you guys 20 hit points to your master.
Doo-doo-doo.
Thank you.
Okay. That was Alaris, Arazu, and Muskafa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically anyone that are going to be up in the fight a lot.
Okay.
Do we want to give me just a little bit of time so that Stein can change?
I mean, if you're gonna use an hour, it would have been nice to know that before I did that.
We can change it. I'll let that go. If Alaris says that first thing when you guys get to the cave, I'll let that switch because I'm not an asshole.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you probably would have changed Stein before we got there.
Yeah. So I will cast Mind Familiar. Don't need to put it there. And Stein now is actually going to look like weasels have night vision, right? I think.
None of the animals have night vision.
Dark vision. None of them do.
None
I
of them
think
do.
spiders do.
Bats have echolocation.
I think owls had night vision, didn't they?
Stein's gonna turn into an owl because Stein likes flying.
Okay.
I mean, bats
I
fly.
could be wrong, but I thought they did.
I don't think any of them have dark vision.
Yeah.
Remember,
Oh no,
dark
Al
vision-
does. Al does. Al has
Okay.
120 feet.
I'm not crazy.
So if Stein wants to be an owl, then that's fine.
Stein is now an owl.
Yay.
And I mean, as a cantrip, once we get in there, I'll cast. don't have light. Okay, that's fun.
As a favor, can you guys type? It was aid, right? Or here, I'll just do it.
Yeah,
aid
aid.
to. Type
Aid
it.
at 5th level.
Skava, Arazu, and Hilarious. Okay. Just so we have the memory of that.
Mhm.
She's gonna call us on it later.
Well, no, it's more that this isn't going to be done in the next half hour, so I'm imagining it's going to be next time too.
You don't.
But okay, so are you guys now entering the cave, or do you want to do more prep?
Jen's fine to go.
Not that this is like the save point before the boss or something, but I'm just curious.
Is there a giant door? Is there a glowy orb next to it that
There's
I
a giant door that you need this
want to
big
do because
key
I
for.
have a bunch.
I do want to
because
see
because
invisibility.
the concentration spell isn't being taken up yet, so let me figure it out.
Arazu or Chester, only if you roll spectacularly in the exact wrong direction.
Challenge accepted.
I'm not going to say it's not possible.
I
Two
will
of you at
use-
least should make it, though.
Okay, I'll use my last 4th level spell slot to cast Death Ward on myself.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'm just wanting to keep track of all of this. Sorry. Thank you, though.
I'm gonna write it
And
down.
ability for Wiskava.
And then man, using so many spell slots right now. Crap.
I don't have to right now. I was just
I
asking.
know, but I still need to figure out how long does protection from good and evil last? Like 10 minutes?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever taken it.
Oh, you know
No,
what?
I obviously cast
can
Mage
bring
Armor
that
on
for you.
myself.
That is concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, then I'm not gonna do that.
You guys are all just standing there
cast
watching
all the spells that don't require
Okay, everybody
concentration.
stop and buff.
Everybody buff up.
Pretty
mean,
much.
like, you know.
Okay, that's it
Sure.
for me. All my concentration spells are too short to be worth it.
Okay.
Arizu just put pass without trace on us as well. Because, you know, I can't.
Okay.
I just cast Cat's Grace on Wiskava, Alaris, Dreamgaze, and Arazu. Sorry, I can't do all 4. I can only do 3.
Drop me off
So-
then, because my dex is through the roof.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll drop Arazu off. Alaris, Dreamgaze, and Wiskava. So that gives you advantage on initiative. This is the big thing, but it's advantage on dexterity checks.
Yeah,
Okay.
I already have both of those basically, so I'm good.
Oh, yeah, super donated. Okay. So are you
But-
guys entering
So pass
the
without trace gets you all the plus 10 on
It
your
lasts for an
stealth
hour
rolls.
as long as you're concentrating on it, right?
Right.
Correct.
Right,
Okay.
and you have advantage on dex stealth checks too. So
Yep.
Everyone has just plus 20 hit points. I cannot get one shot in.
What you guys basically did is before going into the boss is like a JRPG. You just chugged every fucking potion in your inventory and you're like, fucking bring it, let's go.
So
You know I've
mine,
been-
if
everyone
Wiskava
else-
wanted to do a different ability, she could, or hers will keep going after mine ends because yours goes up to an hour. Oh no, they're both an hour, aren't they? Yeah. So it's up to you if you wanted to leave it as dex or not.
yeah, because what I really wanted to do is pump initiative.
Okay.
That was
The main thing.
Oh, because mine was just
yours is just stealth.
okay. Then never mind.
Actually, I will go ahead and use my 2nd level spell to cast Enhanced Ability and cast Owl's Wisdom on who is our person leading us.
Arizu.
So you have advantage on perception checks.
There you go. So even after we're not in the mountains anymore, I've got advantage on perception checks.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, for up to an hour on concentration. I'm not rushing anybody or nothing. I'm wondering when you're gonna run the fuck out of Whenever you-
That should be
It'll be
it for me because that is my concentration slot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's mine too. So
Same.
would you guys like to enter the cave now?
Yes, please.
Please.
Oh my god, I wish so hard that I had made the cave just like nothing, so that like at the tower, the school where Dreamgaze cast the Spirit Guardian, and then you guys just left that area immediately. Oh, that would have been good. Okay, so you're in a cave now. Did that load for everybody? Is it loading?
It's
looks like it.
all black.
Okay,
It's
top
up at the
left.
very top
There it
corner.
is. Found it.
I can't figure out, by the way, why it's so crazy pixelated. I've worked on it for like 2 hours and couldn't fix it. I'm gonna keep working on it before next session, but you're in a cave now.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Florian was gonna come with, but I put his token there anyway.
I mean, does Florian fit?
I really need to fix my token so I'm not.
So you're not anonymous Bob over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave. If Florian can't fit through the mouth, I'll leave him outside to guard the.
We need like
Okay.
one of those flippable tokens for Scott, so we know whether he's Auntie or
Yeah,
Basan.
I think maybe after we're off, I'll actually work on that today and
Nice.
figure out how to do the flippable token so that we can view Dream Gaze and Bassam.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay. So yeah, you are in.
Even though right now it's really confusing because I look like Bassam, but I'm still Dream Gaze is still in charge.
So because I couldn't get the map to cooperate, the scale is just a little bit off. The path that you're in right now, that's about 10 feet wide. So 2 of you could pass side by side, but that's it. It's about 10 feet wide by maybe 15 tall.
I will be.
I'll still leave Florian outside.
Okay.
Oh no!
We
If
should
we're
have someone
doomed.
watching the entrance.
I know, our MVP, we're screwed now. Who's going to kill all the
What we
baddies?
do is
for
we
us?
tie a thread to Florian's horn. That way, we know how to get back.
Reverse Minotaur Labyrinth, yes.
Oh, on a full-on like spider silk rope, so that if we die, he can pull our bodies out.
Oh my God, yes.
Love
If my death ward kicks in, I'm teleporting the hell out of here. So
it. Dream Kids is like, fuck y'all.
Shit,
This cave feels like home for me. So
yeah, your Jin's probably like, comfortable.
it's finally dark.
I'm finally out of the sunlight.
The headache is gone. The headache is
Oh,
gone.
actually, since I don't have the cantrip, I'm gonna go ahead and light an actual torch.
Okay. Then you're fine. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Terry.
Norris, I was just gonna before you started lighting the torch. I still have my lantern out, so don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
use the
okay.
torch.
Yeah.
It apparently has some teeth marks on it now, but yeah, there's a lit lantern with a very nice.
Nobody noticed. Never happened.
It definitely happened. I made a note. You're screwed. No, you're not. Maybe. So you guys are progressing, I imagine it looks like, in this order then?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think Alaris is up with Arazu because we're the sneaky ones. So if we have to shift off to the sides to provide tactical
Yeah.
support, it would make sense if we're up front.
Okay.
I think for the first time ever, Dreamgaze is actually gonna arm herself with a knife. And, like, actually
have a
have
dagger.
a melee weapon in her hand.
She
Okay.
is spooked.
I do need to be kind of near there because I'm the one who can see invisible.
Okay. So we can have it like, maybe, I know since the map is all fucky, but maybe Arazu and Wiskava in front, then, I don't know, Jin and Wiskava, then Auntie and Doll.
Mhm.
Since it's 2 by 2.
I'm probably the one who can see the farthest.
Oh,
Because
so
I
would
have
you be better
120 well, I can see 120 feet in darkness.
So can Alaris's owl. What now? And
Oh
she's
my
got advantage on perception.
I do
Yeah.
too.
But unless Alaris actually chooses to forego her own sight and be led by someone, Alaris can't use Stein's vision.
I was going to ask, what would you like Stein to do? Is Stein flying ahead or like sitting on your shoulder,
I think for the
flying
moment,
above you?
For the moment, owls aren't really common in caves, so I think Stein is sitting on Alaris's shoulder for the time being.
Okay.
I mean, I know owls fly silent, but
Yeah.
if
It's a patented cave owl.
How big is the owl? Is it like a miniature owl or is it like full size owl?
They're like usually snowy owls or like that.
Yeah, about that big.
Owls are so cute. Okay.
And then just Shannon, just to keep it on your radar, anything that might or might not look at us that's relying on dark vision cannot see me.
Right. Cannot see you,
If
but
they're using the lantern light to see me, they can see me. But dark vision, I am invisible too. And that means you guys too.
yeah.
Except for I have see invisibility.
So in theory, you might see me.
Yeah, I don't because you're invisible and I see invisibility.
Yeah, we had, I think that's what we had decided in the first session when that fucking came up immediately in the bar. Yeah, I think that was what we decided. Okay, so you guys are moving along. I'm going to assume you want to go south here, or do you want to check out the little alcove to the north?
Oh, I definitely want to check out the alcove.
And as long as I'm actually within 10 feet of Arizu, I can see him because I don't use dark vision. And that's the
Oh,
way
yeah,
I'm
you're
not
just like,
gonna
ah, there he
work
is.
it.
Everyone else, where the hell is Arazu? He's like right there. What are you talking about? Terry?
Yeah, so is the air in here stagnant and like the only fresh air is behind us, or is this feel like it's all fresh air?
Yes, actually, I was going to describe. Now that you guys are in here, so I think the lava rocks that Alaris had seen outside were the style that have the air bubbles essentially from when the lava flow occurred. This is the Pahoehoe where it's the pillowy kind of ones where everything, it looks like soft rock. It looks like it had been liquid at one point, which it technically had. It had been molten and it kind of sealed. It definitely is stagnant in here. A little humid, which would be typical of a tropical island, especially a cave. But if anyone wants to make me a survival check for information on the cave in it, or nature, actually, or nature.
And then I'll have advantage because we're still mountainous, I
Yes.
imagine.
Yes,
Well,
you are
have
in the
it
mountains.
anyways because of
Oh.
owl wisdom. So
Ew. 21.
Chris.
I have advantage, but it's still just an 11. So
Yeah.
Because I have advantage on wisdom checks.
Alaris has advantage on the nature.
You're right.
Why did Arazu just... Oh, are you typing 21 because you were saying you have
Yeah,
advantage, right? Okay.
I'm just pointing out that it was advantage.
You already got the 21. What are you doing?
As far as I know, I do not have advantage on nature. It just rolls like that because of the way it's set up.
You do
and
from
I
your
would
blessing.
actually have
From your marking.
disadvantage on this.
Oh, that's right. I'm so fluffy.
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. It happened, and I kind of glossed over it without discussing it with you. We could talk about it after if you want. But you said Auntie has disadvantage,
Yeah, I'm disadvantaged because I can't see.
but you have the light from Doll's
Lantern.
lantern and your torch. I thought.
Right, but even the best lantern only goes out like 30 feet.
Okay, I don't know. I'll let you do that then. So okay, so Doll yes, Jin no, Arazu yes, Alaris some, and Wisconsin yes. Okay, so all of you can tell that this isn't just like a cave in a mountain. This was at one point a lava flow, the ones that form into caves. So you're actually walking where there is likely lava flowing somewhere around you. This is an inactive volcano. It would be uncommon for the village to still be stationed there, but never came up in conversation. So the island, this island in particular, the volcanoes have not been active for a very long time, but there is still lava. That's
I say a quick little prayer to Mepele then, because
okay.
we're in her domain.
Okay, so yeah, you guys note that you recognize then. I don't know if who was it who. I don't think Alaris would know this, but then Wiskava, Arazu, and Doll, you could all then extrapolate that this is going to be a very strange patterned cave. It is going to wind. There will probably be lots of little dead ends and things because that's what lava flow caves are like. Different little air bubbles and pockets will pop that look like a direction that go up or down, but end up, stopping. So this could be the only entrance, or this could be one of 20. You're not sure.
Watch your steps. Some of these chutes can go to the center of the earth.
Yeah.
That has to be hyperbole.
Kind of want to find out. I don't know.
Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna dive this hole real quick. Whee!
Goonies never say die.
So Alaris, you don't see anything with that roll. You don't see anything of note in that little alcove. So if you guys are going to move south, wait, wrong layer. Hold on, I'm doing it. Yay! Ha! I didn't do the fog of war thing. I'm working on it. Like I said, this map was giving me trouble.
I like how our order just got
Oh
all
my
fucked
god, what's shuffling? What is
How does
happening?
that feel?
It's like some puppies all over again.
I know, I love it. I'm very excited. Oh my god, you gotta go.
It's like strategy. Who cares about that?
No,
You're gonna freeze. 8 of you triggered a trap.
I'm trying to stay back.
Yeah,
I'm trying to stay back.
Okay. Okay. You guys see this is just another empty cavern. As you're moving, it is obviously getting steadily darker because you're curving away from the natural path of light.
Take a peek down this way just real quick.
Okay. Wait. Oh, can I? Whoop, 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 whoop.
I'm
There has
staying
to be
with the
an easier
group.
way to do
I'm
this
trying
than
to
what
be a good support caster and not wander off into the
What does that
darkness
even
by
mean?
myself.
You're trying not to be
I-
Dolo and just
I
listening.
turn around and I'm just like scratching my forehead, watching Alaris crawl into that little tiny cave.
Oh, I'm not crawling in there. I'm just kind of like peeking down it to see if it
Yeah.
looks like it ends or not.
It does look like it ends right just like 3 pixels past where that blackness is.
Works for me.
3 pixels.
It's
If
like
you
right
knew what a
there.
pixel was, you get this feeling.
It's just you don't know what a pixel is, but it feels like it's just right there.
Okay.
Or suddenly, it's very Minecrafty in here. Everything is in block.
All of a sudden, it's very weird. You see floating bricks, just make no sense.
There's
You hear a
pickaxes.
hissing in the
and-
distance.
I sense a dimensional disturbance. Ooh.
Okay, I
We
will
can
say there are. It looks like 2 exits here and here, or not exits, but paths.
Wow. Standing
To the
there,
east
we should be able to see through each of them. Huh.
So you're standing there and you're looking, but they both look like they keep going.
I
They're
get
just-
the middle finger. Okay, got it.
Can I see that down them? It's 120 feet.
Let me
That's what I was going to like,
have a
I've got 60 and I can only see 15.
big cookies. From where Jin is standing, they both look like they go. I don't know. You can't really do the math, but it looks like one goes about 70 and the other goes about 80 feet in, and then it looks like there's some kind of wall.
Which one has the wall?
Both of them do.
Okay, yeah. I just tell them.
Oh, we flip a coin.
Well, so I need to ask Shayna, during my dream or Irazu's dream or any of the memories, have we actually seen the creature we were looking for? Like
No.
in the dreams?
We did not.
No.
Okay. And yeah.
We saw the Triton child go into this cave, though. So in theory, there should at least
I mean,
be
I
one
do
child.
have locate creature cast, but it'll be my last. It'll be my fifth. It'll be my last 5th level spell because I'm at
You
4th
can
level.
locate the Triton creature.
Well, if it's still a Triton, it could
Yeah.
be an aberration by now.
You should you should locate a headless bear.
By the way, since you guys kept calling them headless bears, I ended up naming them Ha Bear, like headless bear. That's what they're
Ha
called
Bear.
now.
But I mean, I can try, but
How about we just flip a coin?
Yeah.
Because we can explore one. We can double back if it doesn't lead anywhere.
I put my hand out. Which one's hotter?
Oh, you're looking for the coldest point?
No, the
Yeah,
hottest
what's
point.
the coldest point in here? So when we go to sleep, we know.
I'm surprised Dalton never asked what the coldest point in the village was. No, he did. I'm kidding. So I were at the beach. I know.
we definitely did.
Jeezy, the first thing you do in every location. Where's the coldest seat? They feel roughly the same. The temperature doesn't feel very different. You don't notice a breeze coming from anywhere but behind you. I will say we're kind of at a point where we should probably stop because there will be a complicated thing and it'll take longer than 8 minutes.
Okay.
Could we play a little longer than 8 minutes?
I'm good with it. I don't want to assume
I'm good
anyone.
with it. I think Terry's usually the one whose schedule is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Harry's gonna have to bounce.
He's non-combatant anyway.
typically. I mean, either way, I have to get more water and I'll be right back. Do we want to continue when I get back? Do you want to take like a 5-minute break
Sure.
and continue? Or
And,
What
and,
would-
if we actually get to a plot point that's
yeah. This next, like I said, this will be a little mechanic thing, but it won't be a plot point where Dalton is out. But is there anything, if you have to go, what would you like Dal to do or not to do?
Well, if it's easier, I can have him just run back to Florian to make sure Florian's okay.
Okay. He's keeping. That's actually helpful. You're keeping track then of the path. Got it. Okay.
Arizu may have been marking it as we went too. There's like 3 dots.
Bye.
Yeah, but
You
now
guys
I
think
see
so?
what Arizu is doing. Like, except with Kava. And
All right.
maybe dream gaze whenever you pass within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, there's 3 dots on the wall behind us that I've made.
In fact, I imagine Arizu is giving dream gaze a headache right now.
He's there. He's gone. He's there. He's gone. He's there. He's gone.
All right, shall we take 5-10 minute break then?
Get some water.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good.
I think I'm gonna order pizza for lunch.
Yeah, so Tucker, I was looking at all the new feats for Storm, and the one that kind of would make the most sense would probably be the Fey Touched one.
Hi. Sorry, I'm back. What I miss?
Give me Misty Step.
Yeah, nothing because we're the only ones still here. So
Oh, okay. Well, hello.
howdy.
God, you guys could not have cast more spells to prepare. I
Well,
love it.
You kind of like made it seem like we needed to. Like you could.
No, it's not going to come in handy at all. I'm actually really happy because everybody missed some really big things that this will help compensate for that. This is fun. I'm excited. I love you. I just love playing with you guys. You guys are fun.
I know everybody's like casting all these spells, and I'm like, I'm going to wait for my Agathis armor until I'm closer to something that will do something.
I need to remember, who was it who had perception, the owl's wisdom?
Dreamgaze.
But who did Auntie cost? Oh,
no, on Arizu.
Arizu
on
had
Arizu. Okay.
because I wanted to know because it was who was leading, and I didn't want to burn another one of my high spells.
But no,
Because
that's
I
fair.
burnt 2 4th level spell slots on something that was completely story related and was going to benefit
That's fine.
0.
Because we're just like,
Oh,
Shayna's
no.
going to do something.
You don't know that that's a benefit of
I
0.
don't think Shayna was going to do anything. I was just like, no, Dreamgaze. I was hoping I didn't have them prepared.
I'm not going to say that Auntie doing that was actually a good thing. I didn't anticipate that. I'm very excited now because that's going to change an encounter later on. That's going to be fun. I'm excited. I just love you guys.
I mean, to be
We have
clear,
to do a skill challenge to get around from the pile of bodies from the villagers.
Arizu sees dead things?
they can do a maximum of 100 points of damage.
Yeah.
How that spell works. So
That is 52 hit point villagers.
I specified in a way that it should not have. And
Right. It was.
I told them how that just let them in and we'll be fine.
Do they move though? We didn't clarify. What if
No,
they
they're
wanted
right in
to?
front of the door. They don't move.
Okay, so if they left their house, then they just stay there.
Yeah, they can't move. They don't have a movement speed.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, I'll post the entire spell.
Okay, thank you. I was just going to look it up later, but like I said, that'll just be interesting for an interaction later.
Typically, it's used like when your party's sleeping, and they
Yeah, it's like the guardian for don't let anything attack us while we're napping.
But it lasts for 8 hours, and you just kind
I'm hoping you're not in the cave that long.
of. Actually, a really powerful spell because it only casts. It takes an action, but you don't. It doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, I was looking at that spell the other day for my new Saturday morning character, and I was like, I just don't know if that's worth a spell or not for a warlock.
Hmm.
I
And
decided
for a
no.
warlock, it's not. And for a cleric,
Yeah.
like I have it prepared because it's. So I have, honestly, I have 4 damaging spells prepared at any given time, and that's catapult, spiritual weapon, spirit guardians, and then this.
I think it's
Blight.
totally.
Because I have to have blight prepared. It's like
Right.
If you're a warlock that doesn't need to sleep, you can cast it, rest, cast it, rest, cast, rest, cast, rest, and you can have like 16 of them around you.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me in my literal circle of bodies that you have to get through.
There's some weird things that happen when warlocks have access to certain cleric spells that
Mhm.
Yeah.
mess with people. Like this aid
Oh,
with
yeah.
warlocks starts
Freaking
becoming
busted.
stupid.
Okay.
But warlock, the celestial warlock isn't like the sorcerer one. It doesn't get all the cleric spells.
Right.
It
Right.
just gets
Designated
specific
ones. Which is a
Heather,
shame because I was like, oh, that would have been a cool one to have, but no.
do we have everyone back and are good to continue?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, Jin, to the east, you can see that your line of sight stops at 60 feet, and to the south, it stops at 70 feet.
Yep, I'm just like 60 feet that way. It stops and must go a different direction, maybe, and then 70
Yeah.
feet this way. So
I'm not at
Sure.
all making fun of Lord of the Rings.
No, not at all. Guys. Well, what would you guys like to do? Or do we want to wait?
I think we're flipping a coin, figuring out which way we want to go.
I'm trying to go east, but I can't because there's a wall of blackness in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, you let we just decided to go east then? Oh wait, wrong.
I mean, they look the same, so yeah. Mhm.
I'll never remember there. Okay. So you go. And it looks like the line of sight had ended there from where Jin was. And yeah. So that's the way you can see once Arazu gets there.
I shall sideways go through that bit there so as not to touch the rock, and I'm super
that-
speedy, so that works out well.
Sure. That does thin out to 5 feet there. So only one person can pass at a time.
See, we would have lost Florian right there. Boom.
Poor Fleur. So it looks like, is everyone then entering that chamber? Or that heart of the cave? I'm gonna call them chambers.
Well, this
Room and chamber, something.
I like how one of us stayed outside just in case. Oh, no.
Nope, everyone's in.
Except Bill. Ha!
So I need perception checks for everybody. And if you
Yay.
have the advantage, remind me you have the advantage.
I have advantage, but I got
I have
25.
advantage.
You get.
Jen's the winner.
The winner.
What do my elf eyes see?
your eyes see something that you don't recognize. You see like glass. It's really weird. You don't know what this is. Auntie, you see this. Alaris does not. You see glass and bits of metal that look kind of like what was at the temple, like what Zara twisted and manipulated to open the window. But what I need now.
And like kind of in my dream.
No, different thing. Not. It's not like what you saw in your dream were just like standard tall standing mirrors,
Oh, okay.
like just like the kind that you'd have in like a wardrobe or something.
Okay.
This you see like the mechanisms that you recognize. What I need now is everyone to roll me a d10. 4 and 6. That's almost exactly what I thought it would be. Okay, so as you guys pass through that little corridor, that's when you notice these mechanisms, or some of you do. Alaris, as you squeeze through that corner, you're suddenly at the entrance of the cave again. Arazu, you're a little further away, but you suddenly see Dahl, and you know he was heading back to the entrance. And Viscava, you're there too. And Jin, you're back here.
So
And-
immediately to my left, do I see my dot, or to the south of me,
Indeed.
do I see that dot?
See what dot?
I drew dots on your map.
Why'd you draw dots on my? Where did you draw dots on my map? I don't even see
See the
them.
orange dots on the walls?
Orange.
That's his markings.
God, there's so
Clarification, I would point out as soon as Dahl went back, because he was the one who had the lantern, I will actually light my fucking torch.
Yeah, because Auntie, all of a sudden, you are in the dark alone. You
Yeah.
squeezed through there, the light disappeared, and you're alone in the dark here.
I call out to Auntie that I'm right here.
Yeah, okay.
And we can move now, right? It's
Yeah, you can move now. What it was you. So you
I'm-
squeezed through that little corridor.
I move up to where Auntie is.
Yeah. Auntie recognized the mechanisms. I think Viscava saw them. And that was it. And now you passed through that area, and just your next step was where you are now.
Okay, I will yell out, hey, everyone else, okay?
Harizu runs back super fast because he's like, "Where did you go? How did you wait?" And he sees the dots.
So it was as we passed through here.
Yes.
What just happened,
Okay.
guys?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm gonna run back here and Misty step over to here.
It does remind me. Hold on. I need Alaris and Viscava. Wait. Where were the perception checks? There they were. Yeah, I need Alaris and Viscava to. No! I can't do anything. To take. Oh, 1. 1 point of psychic damage.
No, I do not like.
So you just get really confused. Ow! What the fuck? Like you have a headache all of a sudden. You're like, where? What?
Where's the logic?
I don't understand.
It's like the rest of us are used to this craziness, apparently.
Predicated on my last dot. I also am going to try and charge through again. Haha.
Roll me perception.
With advantage. Yay!
Advantage.
19 plus 2. 21.
Oh, okay. So you get through. You're on the other side, and you can look back and you can see your friends.
Hmm.
So what
Okay.
happens when I try to Misty step through it?
Are you trying to Misty Step next to Arazu?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to Misty step as far as I can see in this direction.
Okay. Roll me
Well, not as
perception.
far as I can see, as far as I can Misty step, which is only 30 feet. So I guess.
Okay,
30
yeah.
feet
So
in this
kind of
direction.
like right around here. maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, perception.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you make it through. You're right below. Yeah, I guess that was.
Well, then I
spacing.
step up next to Wiscava.
Mhm.
Hmm?
I continue trying to go south.
Sure. You want to keep moving?
I'm gonna try to squeeze through.
I'll watch to see if anything happens while she tries to squeeze through.
Okay. Same as perception. Same for his perception. For Auntie.
Okay, I probably have disadvantage on this.
With the 24, you make it. Well, actually, you had advantage, so that was a 25 for you. So yeah, you make it. Oh, that opened way too much. Oh well.
Yeah, we realized that we could just go
Done
through
now.
the other way.
So no one up here can see that, I don't think. But like I said, what Jin sees from here is still just the dark wall there at
Well,
70.
especially when Dreamgaze gets here, because now the light from her torch is actually.
It's
Yeah,
the
I can
echo-
see the light from the torch.
You can see the
filtering
light
through.
change, but it still just looks like a dark.
That could be
tunnel.
anybody.
That could be anybody.
I'm going to go look.
Roll me
Peek around the corner.
Yeah,
What do I
if we
see?
suddenly see a light down this way, we'll head.
perception, Jin. Perception
Look.
from both of you now.
Oh,
As you've moved.
15.
Alaris has advantage. Jin does not. Jin rolled
Advantage.
10. Why?
Because I ate Doll's food. I have advantage on wisdom checks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, 15, unfortunately, is still not good enough, so roll me a d10. Alaris, with advantage, you, as you're moving, you, like Auntie earlier, you recognize on the ceiling and the floor, the wall, those weird metal gears, the weird mechanisms. You recognize the same thing. Jin, you do not, and I need a d10 from you.
And
Wow.
my
You
question is, like, they made it through because their perception check was high, right?
Yeah, so what it is essentially, I mean, I guess I can just explain.
Because I had a 25 the first roll.
So the first roll, no matter what, everybody fell for the trap.
Okay.
Is everybody got turned around. Essentially, the only people who had blanket advantage were Alaris and Auntie because they were at the warship. So they recognized the mechanisms for this, except instead of glass, these are mirrors, which is also why when he looked down these corridors, all he actually saw was more darkness. It ended at the right spot, but the reason that, although you normally would have been able to see in this direction, it was all dark, was the reflections.
All right.
That's all. And at this point, probably Paul was over here checking on Florian. He's like,
After
oh.
Jin disappears, I'm gonna go ahead and find like the biggest like rock I can, or that I can lift and stick it in the gears.
I was actually going to shatter the mirrors.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I can't imagine you'd have to roll to break a glass, but just, I guess roll me an attack anyway, just in case you won. In case you crit this. I'm sure you won't. You're not me, so I'm sure you'll get it. Okay, yeah, you're fine. So your rapier strikes the glass, and several of the mirrors shatter.
Is that very loud?
It's very loud, and it's very echoey.
Echoey.
Yes.
Everybody like whirls around like, what's going on?
And you see what you hadn't recognized before, now piles of broken glass and mirror on the ground. In that corridor.
Got my hands out like, why?
If Alaris or Auntie want to
7 years bad luck. Eat.
The other three don't, because of your roles, don't understand what this was, but Auntie and Alaris can recognize that this was a mixed physical and psychic trap. So if you want to...
I just let them know, like, somebody likes to, somebody's trying to fuck with his honey.
Yeesh.
Can Jin make it through now?
Through there, yes. Just trying
Jin
to
is very skeptical.
I'm not going to make you try and avoid the broken glass. I'm just going to, with your eyesight, you can just walk past it. You're good.
Well, I'm sure they know they're coming now. No point waiting, and I take off running in this direction.
Okay.
Those pancakes went to her head.
Oh, no. I was just trying to make it so Jin could get to us.
Too much.
I watch as she charges
much
past
protein.
and be like,
So
watch out for the wall.
Okay.
Are we sure that we're going the right direction?
No.
No.
So from what
It's
you
down
can
here.
see from where you are, I think you see there's a path forward here. Oops, here, and here. So there are now 4.
Oh, okay. Well, I was right there, so I'm probably going this way.
Wait,
Into the rock.
Well, you said there's a path right here, right?
there
Merge with it.
is you. My point of view was you diving into the wall in between the two paths. I'm like, wait, shit, where are you going?
So I was like, I said, watch out for the wall, not merge with it.
Okay, so-
I'm actually moving slow and actually going to stealth, so that's actually a 25 for me.
Okay. Everyone. So Wiskava's booking it, not stealthing. Auntie is stealthing.
So
So you-
Alaris is going to stealth.
It
Yeah.
is a little weird being the only person with a light source trying to stealth, but
Okay, so that's also 25, so long as I'm close enough to.
So because it's Arazu's pass without trace, it's probably like wisps of shadow, like muting the light like
Was Alaris not
outside
one
of the funnel.
I thought Alaris
Okay.
Cat's Grace.
I cast
I
Pass
do.
Without a Trace.
Oh yeah, I do have Cat's Grace, so that's actually a 42.
Alaris is just gone.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, with the exception of Wiskava running full tilt, just saying "fuck it," everyone else is stupid fucking stealthy right now. Yes.
Yeah, I'm at a 45.
And if they go a different direction than Wiskava, that should help.
Suck it, Alaris.
Actually, even if we follow a bit behind Wiskava,
Yeah, you
that
guys
actually
are.
will work. You can be the bait.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh wait, I forgot to. Shit, I forgot a thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine. So I'm just gonna say that this happened earlier, and it's definitely not relevant. But Arazu, you have access to a new dream from Sumari. Which God, I forgot. I was gonna do that when you guys were talking about it earlier. Sumari shares his dream with you.
Who is Sumari again?
Sumari was the dragon.
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
Yeah.
That wears Dragonbone bones.
That's right. Your
Where
friend-
is Sumari?
So Sumari was always planned on being an NPC, and right now I'm playing it as he's here for social interactions, but he won't be participating in the combat right now.
Okay, so he's actually with us in the cave.
He's with you in the cave right now.
Okay.
I'm just not going to be using him I'm not going to be Jaegering him for combat. We're just going to say he participated, and I'm not going to calculate that in.
Okay.
So as Wiskava's booking it this way.
Is he booking it with me then? Because come on, he would.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely would. Yeah, and he's also in super loud armor, just clank, 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 clank.
And she's complaining about us being loud.
Yeah, you guys are listening
The
on
armor
that.
bros are up there.
Yeah, armor bros are up. Yeah, he would have actually also, I'm sure, asked Wiskava specifically for help getting back into his armor before you guys got into the cave. Let's see. Let me know, Arazu, when you have finished reading Sumari's dream.
Oh, I read it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's making sure. Okay. I'm going to assume you're wanting to continue.
Yep. Whatever relevance there is isn't visible yet.
Hmm.
But I have a feeling that there's going to be relevance visible in the near future. So,
Damn it.
That's what we're going to have to look for. Is like it probably connects.
So this is you see that connection, like, oh, that's that. But now there's another exit here. And again, just by like 3 pixels, that's a wall. Just pretend that's a wall in the darkness.
Okay. Well, then we're going this way. Running.
Run it.
I didn't
Technically,
intentionally.
Right now, I think actually Dream Gaze would be falling behind because I think Alaris, Jin, and Arazu all have things that allow them to stealth at normal speed.
Yep.
Well, I can't, and Wiskava is running.
Right.
Auntie,
Although, if you stay within 10 feet of Arazu, you get the +10 from Pass Without a Trace. So you're actually better off with him.
I thought that was
Running.
just when I cast, they have to stay within 10 feet while
It's like an aura around you.
yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
It's a
I think of it as like this umbrella. That's
Yeah,
muffling.
I'll bring it up, but Pass Without a Trace, it's weird. It does.
Yeah.
It's you both have to be within 30, and you have to stay
Is it
within
30?
a
Okay.
turn.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a path that goes north and a path that goes south. I didn't mean to make it so circuitous, but now I'm really
Yeah.
happy I did because this is hilarious.
Well, she's been going south, so she's still going south.
Okay.
She just picked a direction and she's sticking with it.
Yeah. Okay. So from there, you can't really see much, but you can see it continues. All right, from there, you can see that there is another very thin part here. And actually, from there, you could probably also see the little bit wider pathway south.
I see the edge of the map.
Yeah.
Shush, quiet. Maybe I keep shifting
Yeah.
it because I'm an idiot.
She
That's probably
points out the small one, and just kind of she points out the small one, and she just kind of whistles and points, but then she goes towards the larger one because she's not going in that little
She just-
small.
Okay.
charging with her sword out.
Just charging
Yeah.
ahead.
Unfortunately, a point and a sharp whistle is actually normally an indication for someone to go investigate. So,
Yeah, that's
so,
why she did it.
all right,
That's what
so,
she's saying.
Yeah, Alaris,
so she's saying,
Yeah, Alaris is going to go investigate then.
Scooby, do it. Hell yes.
Yeah.
What the party?
Since I'm basically bringing up the rear, I'm gonna like, I can't see, so I'm going to like, when Alaris turns, I will stop with Alaris.
Is that where Jin is as well?
Yeah.
You sound so defeated.
So that means that because it's Arazu concentrating past.
Well, Jin is like, he could see really far, so he's just like watching over Dream Gaze because she's like, every once in a while, grabbing her, just like, no, that's a wall.
No, she's not blind. She has a torch. It's just, the problem is that she's slower than all y'all.
Yeah. Hold on. This I goofed many things. Hold on. Okay. This is not going to reveal the way I want, but just pretend you don't see that. Shut up. Shush.
I
You don't
see
see it.
something over here.
You don't shit. Just hold. Stop. Stop. I didn't. Oh no, that's way too much. We're just gonna do this first. Okay.
Just when you thought that the caves were going to loop together real quick like that.
Mhm.
The
Just give
party
it to us.
started.
Just
So, Alaris and Auntie and Jin. I need more perception checks.
We actually technically have to do another stealth check too, because we're probably out of 30 feet.
Yeah, you're separated now, so new stealth checks away from Arazu's influence. Perception.
There's probably a grand total of 7 on my perception check.
Jesus Christ.
You had Owl's wisdom up.
Hey, but I have 22 on my stealth, so that's good.
So Jin, you
You
can
don't have Owl's
see.
wisdom still set?
I cast Owl's Wisdom on you, I don't have it on me.
Oh, I thought it was both of us. Got it.
No,
Okay.
I cast it as a 2nd level.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna see the wall that I'm about to run into. Way ahead.
That's why I keep warning you. Watch out.
wait.
So Jin can see further. I'll say Alaris and Auntie are busy looking for those mechanisms that they recognize now and don't see anything. Jin can see further into the room, and you can see it looks like some kind of pool of water or something further forward. There's something stagnant there. No one sees any mechanisms or anything. Going this way, it's just going to reveal a big space. Just pretend, okay? Let's just pretend. Just humor me.
Pretend.
We're good with that. That's fine.
Okay. Like I said, I was still fussing with the map. So you actually only see to, yeah, now you can see further, but me. Fine.
Do we have to roll for going through that choke point?
Yeah, perception, please. I'm going to keep your stealth since you're the one with the aura.
Yeah. Well,
Nonsense.
technically, Wiskava has a 2 despite charging.
There's an 8. Where did I end up?
Okay.
22.
Yeah, I need a D10 from you. And I actually need it. Auntie got that. And I need it from Alaris. So I need it from Wiskava and Alaris. The D10. A 4 and a 3. Not as bad. So Wiskava is, there. And Alaris is right there.
So, out of curiosity, what does that look like for those of us who weren't bamfed?
So, what, for example, Arazu, you see Wiskava blitzing ahead of you, right? You
Right.
see her basically run through, and as soon as she kind of like rounds the corner out of your line of sight, you don't see her anymore. And when you come out here, she's not there.
Okay.
And now she's behind. And that's basically what Jin and Auntie see because Alaris was also the first one running through there.
Is there
as
mirrors
soon as-
around us?
if you want to go investigate for them.
I'll turn around because I'm assuming the perception check told me something. I'll turn around and I
Yeah.
will go ahead and break
Did our Dragonborn make it?
the mirrors.
Let me roll for him.
So Alaris was actually going to try something because it seems to be with mirrors based on sight. She's going to close her eyes, hold her hands out, and walk through.
Okay.
actually use her hands and sense of touch instead of her eyes to see if she can make it through.
And stick her hand in a gear.
It's possible.
From your sense of touch, what you feel is your hand is grazing over this smooth lava rock, and then over glass, over a gear, over rock, over glass, over a gear, and then it's just a stretch of rock.
Mm-hmm.
I did Auntie break that?
Yeah, I would have broken the glass.
So then, as Alaris is walking, she hears the shattering. I don't know if she decides to open her eyes or not.
Oh yeah, she would.
Okay, so then you realize you're standing right in front of Jin and Auntie.
Okay.
And Arazu and Wiskava would hear the shattering of more glass echoing through the cave.
I will look around for mirrors where I lost Wiskava.
Okay, so behind you over here, investigation or perception, whatever you want.
Well, I've got advantage on one, so I'm gonna go with that one.
That's why I'm being nice. Okay, yeah, you see them as well.
Are they like freestanding? Can I like turn them around without breaking them, or do they have to be broken?
They are. I would need probably a sleight of hand or something for you to understand how the mechanisms work, because you didn't see them being operated like Auntie and Alaris did.
Gotcha.
You don't get it. Just glass and metal. You don't understand why it's doing what it's doing.
I didn't want to break the glass.
I know. I'm
I was a
sorry.
little too superstitious for that.
You can do something else. I don't know
Oh, that's
what.
what I'm looking.
Try and do something else. I'll give you a second.
Jam
I
the
don't
gears.
press the
Jam the
digitation
gears.
on this character. The one character I have that doesn't have prestidigitation.
Two.
Fine. I very not angrily, because I'm proving a point to Mr. Dream Fiend. Very casually and calmly break that mirror.
As calmly as possible, I smashed this shit.
No, I literally I turn my dagger upside down and I just tap the pommel of the weapon against the mirror hard enough to break it.
Okay. Yes, you proved your point.
That's right.
Um,
Can't make me rage.
We'll see. Alaris, Auntie, and Jin. As you move further into this particular part of the cavern, you really suddenly get washed over with this stagnant smell, and realize that water that Jin saw is like a puddle on the ground. You're standing in it, and it's waist deep.
Oh, we wouldn't have gone that
Oh,
far.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. You're there now. No.
You're there now. You have no choice.
I know what you
We
want.
might have
No.
stepped
You're
in
there
it.
now.
I'm just saying we probably wouldn't go waist deep in
No,
it.
I know. What it is you started walking, and it was just a puddle.
Mhm.
And you're looking around, you're trying to pay attention for those traps and stuff, and all of a sudden, you realize it's waist deep.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't. Now it is. You're all wearing clothes, but as it soaks through and touches your skin, it feels like salt water. Other than that, you're in water, and it smells pretty bad.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Bassam and Jin actually see Alaris do something that she hasn't done before, and it's an irritated snake tongue flick.
Yeah, she probably doesn't super dig this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, this is super gross. And
How
then
big
I
is this puddle? Like,
I'm gonna
diameter.
drop Owl's Wisdom and use my 5th level spell slot and cast Control Water and part the water on this shit.
Oh,
Anyone
snap.
else find it strange that it's salt water in the mountains?
Yeah, as Auntie does that, what you're standing in doesn't respond. I need initiative, please.
I was going to levitate out.
It's not.
Jeez.
See, if you hadn't split the party, Arazu
I
knew
love
about this.
I love it when you Scooby do it. It's my favorite.
I love that with an advantage, Dreamcase still only gets an 8.
Yeah.
And Alaris only gets a 12.
With crazy high initiative.
Well, that's not with advantage yet.
Yes, it is. You roll
Yeah, it is.
twice.
I did? Where's my second
Yeah.
one? Oh, there
We
it
Yeah,
is.
you
got
rolled an
minus
11 and a
4.
12.
I need
You rolled a 1 and a 2.
You're
Yeah.
rolling like me. Cut it out. Don't do that.
And
Um,
I now only have third level spell slots left. Like that's not my
I
highest
know,
level
I
third. It's fine. I have control because I was like, this is gross.
Yeah, no. It was a good instinct on her part. Hold on. Yeah.
So I'm going to go. I know I'm not there and I haven't heard it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and roll initiative. Just because of, right?
Sure,
Should I?
if you'd like to.
Because someone might call me over.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't right now. Like I'm sure, like I cast control water, and as soon as I cast control water, I realized that I can't do what it's supposed to do. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna like scream a few expletives.
Like,
Dang,
shit!
Tucker.
God.
Tucker was giving me and Becca crap.
Oh my god, all of you, why?
Hey, I got a 17, and I didn't even
Oh.
have advantage.
So I do get a +2 to those, but still,
Okay.
it's still only 11.
Okay. Hold on. I goofed it and I wasn't prepared. I expected you guys to get lost a lot more and you didn't.
I'm pretty lost.
Well, I expected the traps and the spells to be a lot worse, but you guys rolled well because you did all that goofing in the beginning. That was what I meant was anyone who went to the warship had advantage on anything to do with that. So I expected everyone to get fucked up because only 2 of you went, but then you did all the spells beforehand, so that evened it out. Let me see. Hold on. Roll initiative over here. Oh well, you lucked out. I am 8. Okay, hold on. All of the initiatives. We have 8 for Auntie. Arazu has the highest, right?
Yes.
20? Okay. 17 for Jin. I need to figure out how to use the initiative tracker. 12, 9, 12. Okay. Alaris, do you want to just have Stein go right after you?
I think so, because I rolled for him and he rolled a 12 as well, so...
Yeah, that's why. I'll just do it that way. Damn it. I know.
What's a waste of a 4th level?
My Cat's Grace was a waste of 4th level.
Yeah.
You rolled within 2, and Alaris and I both rolled within 1.
Yep.
An angry kitty here.
Oh,
Nation.
Rory.
Yeah. Okay, so Arazu's first.
Arizo doesn't know that there's a threat because he's not with them. So
Okay.
he's just over here following Wiskava still.
You just heard Auntie cuss a bit.
From way over here, we heard Auntie cuss.
I don't think we've heard anything.
No,
Yeah.
you heard the
Well, actually, Arizu, you might have because you.
I do have crazy perception.
Yeah, what's your
Actually, you would have felt the Owl's Wisdom drop.
Ah, there you go.
Mm,
Because the spell that was giving you Owl's Wisdom drops as soon as.
So
I
I'm
tried
just at a
to cast a lot.
17 perception.
Oh no. Yeah, so you feel a disturbance in the force, shall we say.
Well, I did just break a mirror, so
I'm
Yeah.
imagining it's like when you're listening to like an iPod or something, and the headphone gets pulled halfway out, so your
Right.
volume
Yeah.
just decreases all at once.
Yeah. You all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's different. Why? What?
so I mean, basically that probably equivalences to like a snap of the neck, like up, like listening, and
Yeah.
Wiskava may or may not notice, but I still haven't heard or seen any concerning.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You're just aware something, and
Something has changed.
something's different. The air pressure.
Was it the same cat or another cat that looked just like it?
Now it is Jin.
All right. I'm going to try to move. Can I move in this water?
You are in what is it? Not encumbered. You're at half speed.
Half speed. How far am I in the water?
It goes until here. As you guys passed, here, I'll draw a line. Yep. Once you passed through this part,
All right.
that was where the water started. Again, it just looked like a little puddle, some kind of collection of water that was in there, but
All right. Well, I'm going to not be in here anymore. So I'm going to move out to here.
okay, that will trigger an attack of opportunity. Oh, that's super loud.
Are we in one gigantic ooze?
Huh? What do you mean?
I
What are you talking about? Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay. You take 6 bludgeoning damage and 2 acid damage.
All right. My question is, since it's still my turn, do I get to go first before the attack of opportunity hits, or?
As you
It happens
move,
when you move out of the way.
yeah, as you move out, the attack of opportunity triggers, but now you can respond
All right.
with your.
All right.
yes.
Is my question? Okay. So that's it. I'm still in threat range of it, technically, am I?
Yes, you're within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
And I'll say now that it's out, you can see that it's kind of rippling and shifting in a way that doesn't make sense for a stagnant body of water inside. And just to describe it a little better as it was, as you guys were walking on it or through it, for your footsteps, it did feel and just seem like a shallow puddle in a cave. It's just once you hit that spot where you were about 15 feet into the body, it splooshed up, which is why you couldn't just not walk through it.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like its form was spread out and just kind of shot up. I don't know how better to describe it without
All right,
gesture.
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay.
Which gives me 25 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
And if it hits me, it gets 25 hit points or 25 cold damage automatically.
Yes. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to see what these two do.
Well, now it's Iris.
Okay, seeing what we're in, I'm going to first cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
And then Green Flame Blade, which I can do because one's a spell, one's a cantrip,
Yes.
and it includes a melee attack with it, with my rapier. So,
Stabby. Stab the puddle.
14 to hit.
14 hits.
Okay, excellent. So I will separate the damage because it might actually matter.
Yeah, it'll matter. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
You
never know.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this is what is my modifier. Hold on one sec. Sorry.
It's okay. No worries.
+5, right. So this is psychic damage.
Okay.
And this is fire damage. And if it does it look like it's just one or is there two? Oh wait, I forgot my
And you get sneak attack, which would be
do,
fire damage. No, psychic damage.
right. 5d6. So this is also psychic damage. So that is 30 points of psychic damage, 6 points of fire damage. And does it look like it's one or two creatures?
It's kind of difficult for you to tell. It looks like it's moving as though it's of one entity.
Okay. Well, that matters then, because then the green flame wouldn't be able to jump to a second target.
Oh, is that something that would happen automatically or with your direction? Like, do you need to tell it to, or does it automatically jump from enemy to enemy?
As
Within 5 feet that you can
Yeah.
see.
it has to be something I can see.
that's
green
tricky.
fire leaps from the target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. So
I feel like that would be you'd have to direct it then.
I do too.
Okay.
That's
That
why
sounds-
I was asking, because if it
Yeah.
once I am certain there's 2 of them, then I could do it. But if it's the same creature, the flame would just
To explain, it's basically like a swarm in a way, just the bodies meld together. That I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I was kind of using like swarm like mechanics, which is why I was like to see the creature or okay. But that was 30 psychic and 6
fire.
fire. Okay.
Fire.
The
And then I was gonna go here.
okay.
I think it would be Stein's turn next, right?
Okay. Yes, it would be Stein next.
So
I will say, I don't know how you would gauge it, but the psychic damage, what would have something howling, it doesn't seem to respond as well. I mean, the fire sizzles on it, and it seems to boil or burn or however it is. Actually, no, that would. So when the fire hits and it makes some of the water or the liquid evaporate, you can actually see like what look like kelp. It looks like there's some kind of organic mass inside the water.
Okay, but it doesn't seem to respond does the psychic seem to do nothing, or it just doesn't?
It does something, but it's a giant mass of organic material, and it doesn't seem to respond as much.
Okay.
Wish I had my 4th level spell spots because help or blight would be really helpful right now.
I'm struggling too really quick with the controlled water because I want to say that it would do something, but the problem is if you go with, well, there's water in or as part of the body, then controlled water could do it could control blood in creatures because that's mostly water. So I'm like, damn it.
It's a body of water, so normally split or things like that. Having ruled, it does not work on oozes. If the water is living, it does not do anything.
I love the idea of using it like water bending, where you can manipulate it, but. Oh well, sorry about that.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to say something because of what it is, I might be able to push it away if you wanted.
I was thinking, maybe your influence.
If it's a bunch of kelp living in water, then it would do a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I don't know how better to explain it. What I'm thinking is that if you were to control it and try and maneuver it into different positions, like push it or pull it or something, it would give it disadvantage if it was moving against that, like a tide is the way I'm thinking of it. So it'll be disadvantaged for movement if it's moving in opposition to where you're trying to control it. So you were trying to Moses it, right, and split them to different sides,
right? Which it wouldn't do that because that would be basically that'd be one giant attack.
Yeah. But I can imagine it as a pressure down. So if it tries to rise up and move in a vertical manner, it'll be disadvantaged on that. Okay. There. We figured out a mechanic. Cool.
Okay.
I like it. So yeah, sorry. What would Stein like to do?
So Alaris just tells Stein, get the others, and then Stein is going to use their action to dash. And the cool thing about owls is they have flyby, so when they fly out of threat range, they do not get opportunity attacks against them.
And plus, I just thought about it. We just said that rising up, it would be a disadvantage. So any attack that it made up at the owl would be disadvantaged anyway. But yeah, perfect.
So,
okay, how far?
So
where are we?
Alaris or Stein can fly 60 feet, and with a dash, it would be 120. So I don't know if that's enough to get to the others. But...
That's about 90. It looks like Stein could get around here. Oh, nope, that's not this tool. There we go. Looks like Stein could get around here.
Okay.
At 120.
So
Stein, skating around corners and whatnot.
Yeah, Stein will get there and then start hooting to try to get Wiskava and Arazu's attention.
Okay. So you guys would hear that now. So in over here, The same. I didn't actually describe what happened when Jin moved out of range. Basically, this kind of like the kelp structure lashed out and basically just slapped him. that was the attack. So now that Alaris has struck it, the same thing happens and it lashes out to attack her. I'm gonna go ahead and guess a 15 misses her.
Yeah, 15 would miss Alaris.
Pretty sure. Check in. Yeah, no, okay. Good. I'm rolling badly. I'll take it. Now, Auntie.
I'm not sure. I don't know if this thing is worth a spell slot yet, so I'm just gonna move to here. 10, 20.
Hmm.
I'll try to move out, and then I'll cast Toll the Dead on it. So I need it to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Oh God. So I got a 0.
Okay.
It's not bright. So I got a 0, and I'm assuming that it fails.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my spell save DC is above 0.
I would guess.
You,
Just
you
an
did-
assumption.
you did
There's
skip me, by the
16
way.
points of necrotic damage.
16 points necrotic. Okay.
And by the way, that's a long. It makes a loud bell sound.
Okay.
So
So Gustava and Alaris hear the owl hooting and a massive gong bell echoing through the cave.
which most you've heard me cast.
I was gonna say, and it's a familiar one. You're like, oh shit, I know what that means. A
Right.
fight.
Well, we probably heard the other spells too, right?
Mhm.
I mean, like,
Yeah. Why don't I have? Where was Gustava's? Oh, right.
Wiskava has actually the same as Alaris. No, she had one less than Alaris.
As Auntie, right? You both had 8. I had you written down as 8. No, you had a 9.
No, I had a 11. I rolled a 9, but it was +2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wrote you down in the wrong spot because I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
you technically would have gone before Auntie, but we'll have you. You can go now. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, it
know that
doesn't
was-
matter. I can't get there anyway. But
Yeah, but now you hear the noises and stuff.
so, a couple of questions.
On
So, scale-wise, each of these squares is doubled, so they're each 10 feet. Is that the idea?
Ish. Yeah. Here, let me double check. Abouts. Yeah. I mean, they're actually. Wait, no. The measurements aren't right now. It wasn't right last time. I swear to God, this fucking thing. The measurements are fine. This is
Okay.
pretty close to accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I
it's the
think
cave
that-
was awkward, but
I think the owl could have got to us then.
at 120.
Yeah,
No.
if each one of these is 5 feet.
Well, from here, no, because that's 100.
But that's
And I had her go
but
from-
if the owl dashed, it would make it.
But if she,
Well, no,
if the owl is
the
at
owl only
60,
has 120, but that's
100.
not, the arrows aren't right? Like, I'm looking at the 5 feet on the grid.
I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, wait. Okay, so the squares are wrong.
Right. Okay, so
Okay.
the arrows are right, but the squares are wrong.
Yeah, how did that? What did I do?
I don't know, but if the squares are wrong, then I could only get to here.
Well, no. I don't.
No,
okay, yeah, wait.
I want to be fair where I'm at.
Yeah, they're kind of
Yeah.
just like
Just pick one. Do you want the arrows to be right or the squares to be right?
Um.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna play with by whichever one you want.
Yeah, we
hold
just
on,
need to know.
Let me see. This. So if this gap here is supposed to be 5 feet, like let's go based on that because that's the only thing that was solid. So not by the. We'll go by the squares then, because it looks like the measurement makes that 10 feet.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll go by the squares, I guess.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, just do that for now. I think what happened was as I was trying to fuss with the resolution to make this less janky and pixelated, it goofed it.
Yeah, it's like doubling the squares.
I don't know what I did. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Didn't even recognize that either.
I wanted it to not be ugly.
Yeah. That's
Damn
all
it.
good.
We can fix
No.
that offline later.
Yeah. So, oh, right, what's it gonna, okay. Yeah. So Here's the thing. When we're hearing this noise,
Yes.
does it only seem to be coming from back back that direction, or is it coming from this direction? Sorry, I am on the wrong thing. Hold
This
on.
direction or
It's okay.
this direction?
You're trying
Yeah,
to
is it coming-
I see your
I'm
lines,
trying
yeah.
to see if they connect. So is it coming from both sides, or is it just coming from back here? Because I can't see past there.
You know what? Since you have an ear for music, Waskava, I'm assuming that your directional sense of hearing is fine, so it does sound like it's echoing from more than one direction.
Okay, so then I'm going to assume it connects. I'm going to run to the left
Okay.
on the map. So
Hold on.
1, 2, 3. So we're going with the squares or with the lines?
Squares.
Okay.
Squares.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I gotta keep going, but I
Yeah.
can't see what I'm doing now.
I know. There are 8,000 squares. I don't know how to express how many there are. Actually, now it's not letting me select it. Oh God, what did I do? Oh no! It's not letting me select the darkness. My old friend, let me wait. No, that's the whole map. No.
Oh, you're shifting the whole map now.
I'm trying. Haha! Fuck you! I got it.
Cool.
Jesus Christ. Where's my call?
So do I see the other side of whatever it is, this big puddle?
Yes. Yes, there. So you see liquid.
The question is, do you
Look,
know
it
what
looks
this
like-
is?
Yeah, I bet you I don't, because nobody
No.
said anything. So I'm
All
gonna
you
run
see
into
is
the
a
liquid
All you see is a
so
shallow
I can
puddle.
see them.
You know what though?
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. Arizu can see that. He can free action yell for you not to touch the liquid.
But would he know not to touch the liquid?
Yeah.
Yes,
would
I
he
would
know?
because you shared the dream.
Oh
that-
yeah, that's right. This is
That's
why
why
I
I
thought.
said them separating the party prevented me from warning them. But because I have access to Sumari's dream and I can see that liquid, I would have shouted to Wiskava to stay out of the liquid.
Okay, so the question is, would Wiskava listen to Arazu and not touch the liquid?
You just ran all the way through all these corridors.
Yeah.
And you know what?
looked
She
at
might not.
the-
I'm just giving her the option.
Yeah, no. Super
Yeah,
fair.
I
no.
can see that, and that's in my dark
Yeah.
vision range.
No, that's fine. So what she's gonna do is she will listen. So she'll get to there, and then she'll go over this wall and start climbing along the wall above the liquid. And she doesn't understand the liquid's the creature.
Yeah, she doesn't know
She
that.
just knows not to go in the liquid.
Okay.
So she's gonna think it's like poisonous or
So you're like squirrel style trying to cling to the wall and scramble
yeah.
on the wall.
She's still trying to get around this corner.
Acrobatics? Yeah.
Or
Right?
can I just make a climb?
Or
check?
athletics for climb.
Yeah, but it's not a normal. Okay. Yeah, sure. The climb check, I guess.
Well, if it's
I don't
climb,
know.
he has
Don't get your
advantage
+2
from his
either.
advantage for strength checks.
Well, I don't have advantage. I just have
Plus
a
two.
+2.
Oh, sorry, +2.
Yeah, just go with that, I guess. Oh, fucking you're climbing the
Okay.
walls. Again, these are smooth walls. Lava flow walls do not really have handholds, but we'll go
It's
for
glass. You can punch some holes.
it.
Yeah, with Kava swole right now.
Let's go with books.
She's
No,
got some.
and if she can't go here, she'll go here. She's gonna look for anything that's like, because I'm sure it's smooth, but it's got to be like,
Beveled.
it's not gonna be a
With
straight
Kava's
wall,
just
right?
going to
It's
jump to the opposite wall.
It's here. I have a. I'm gonna do a link. Let's fucking see how it goes. Let's
Oh.
not be a Shayna link.
Mm-hmm.
It's in case people don't know what the. No, that's a Shayna link. Let's not send it. I don't want that. From here. Yay! That's not a Shayna link. I got it. Suck it. Ha! A normal link. So it's the Pahoehoe lava flow, but as walls. So there's texture to it, but it's smooth, where it's very clearly just dried like that. It's cooled like that.
Those are handholds.
Yeah, so they're very small, so it's going to be a higher DC. But I mean, technically possible. I will say though, when you move over here to look, this is where you're
Right,
standing.
but so I guess what I'm asking though, is it still like flat walls, like someone carved into it, or is it like a bowl because it's round all the way around?
It's
So
a
it can
little
go up on the side before it goes vertical.
Yes, the second one. It is a little more likable. Traditional lava flows aren't quite perfectly circular, but I will also say where you are, this direction is a path. In case that's relevant to you, you're standing in front.
Right. Well, I'm just trying to get to where I can see him. So
I know.
she's gonna go whatever direction, either this way or this way. She can get a visual around this corner.
Right.
And then try to make whatever check you want. But yeah, she's trying to do it without touching the water.
Yeah, you can climb if you want. Use that strength.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll call it soon, Chester. No worries. I see you got to go too.
Okay. So 19.
Oh, 19? Okay, yeah, then you've got it. So yeah, I mean, it's super slow going.
So
But
am I
you can do it.
on this side or this side? Which would have made more sense when she was looking at it?
Her sight, she would have seen that this dips in and around. So if she can see Auntie from when she was here, she could see Auntie. So she would know that it'd be faster probably to get to her from this side. If that's the logic that she would take.
Well, right now she's just trying to see because she can't actually see Auntie from this. She's got
Then she would go this way because from here she'd be able to see Alaris and Jin as well.
So that's all she's doing then. She's
Okay.
like right up here on the wall above the water.
Okay, so sorry. That would have been Wiskava. Then the thing would have been
AMP cast
Yeah.
the Toll the Dead at the freaking puddle.
Then you guys hear the big gong. Now the slight puddle on the ground shoots up to try and hit Wiskava. Let's see. I'm gonna assume a 14 misses. What is with my rolls today? But it is going to pull like a tide and try and reach up and get you. How high would you be able to climb?
You can
I don't
climb
know.
half your speed with a successful climb check. But
So
also
how far
remember
do you-
that I'm like still concentrating on control water.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
also not trying to get high though. She's probably
Yeah.
not that high above it. She was just trying to not be in it. So
Right,
she's
right.
probably right above it. Because she
Okay.
doesn't know that the water was going to attack her.
Yeah. Oh boy. And with a 20. Yeah. So actually, we'll wait with disadvantage because of Auntie. Okay. Well, no, it's still an 18. The only good rolls. It does reach up then, and it doesn't seem to do anything. But all of a sudden, that tiny puddle of water beneath you is up to about your calves, where you are on the wall.
Okay.
And then that's it, and now it's to Arazu. So Arazu, that's what you saw Wiskava book it, hop up on the wall, climb a little bit, and then you saw the water, what looks like the water splash up at her, and then just kind of suddenly rise right where she is. So from your perspective, you see like a higher wall almost of water here that goes a couple of feet up.
Right.
Here it is still just a puddle.
Let's see. Trying to think if I've got any way of trying to pull her back. I'm actually gonna run up to the edge,
Okay.
and I'm going to try and launch one of my sky hooks out to Wiskava to try and pull her back over with.
Okay.
Like not like latch into her, but I'm really like, Wiskava heads up, like I'm throwing her this line.
Yeah.
And it's basically just like a large metal hook with a chain attached to it. It's attached to me.
Okay.
So, if you're reacting to this thing coming at you now rather than just being a still body of water, Arazu's giving you the option of coming back to the mainland.
Yeah. Dry land this way.
Well, she'll try to catch it if you threw it towards her. So I don't know
Yeah.
if I need to make a check or
Yeah, I
she's
would.
holding onto the wall too. She's probably got to do it one-handed.
Yeah,
Sure.
one-handed. So, yeah, if you want to roll to try and catch it with a reflex.
With a dexterity check or
Yeah, sorry, reflex.
Addition
Pathfinder-
rolls.
Pathfinder
Reflex,
brain.
dexterity.
Yeah, dexterity. Lo siento.
Right. What I'm asking is a check or a save.
Check.
A check.
To see if you
Okay.
can-
So my dex checks suck, but I do have advantage still.
Okay, yeah,
one.
you're able to catch it. You catch the hook without it stabbing into you.
Cool. Then
That's why I made-
you want me to like roll a heavy athletics check to try and yank her back, or
Yeah, if that's what you're going to try to do. Is Waskava going to let go of the wall and let that happen? I'm assuming because she caught the hook, but that just occurred to me. Does she know that's what Arazu's trying to do, is pull her to safety?
I think she's smart enough to understand once he starts pulling. Yeah.
Fair. He said, "Don't touch the water." She touched the water, and now he's like throwing a hook at her. Yeah, that's a fair assumption. With a 17, she's heavy. Yeah. Okay, it's not a far distance. I'll say you can pull her.
And I would give him advantage if I
Because you-
can, because I
yeah,
would
you
definitely be
leap
like,
from the wall, I imagine. Yeah, so
Right.
you can pull her right next to you.
Okay.
But from there, since I know you have to leave, Chester, do we want to just call it?
Yep.
I'll mark
yeah, that seems like
this is where we were in the initiative.
cool.
Cool beans. Yay. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good Saturday.
Yep, thank
You
you.
too.
Bye.